last breath. 2 takes, cause that's all it takes. 2, last breath. Yo, I'm thug, right? FS, 2 guns plus a shitty ass attitude. Wreck your club night, and I still perform. Then wreck the bar, nigga. Fuck your squad. I rap with 1 mic. You better study what you rapping about. I break and enter through the back of your house. A week later, and I'm back in your house. So what the fuck is all they yapping about? These niggas, bitch, they gon' piss and ain't nice. You just cowards, leaned over on the side of your whip with gunpowder. You smell me, I smell you too. K9 with a Tech 9, sniff you out like 8 lines. You pussy ass niggas never live my life.
Welcome to the Great American Hip Hop.
That's funny because that brings us to like something that I wanted to mention on the first podcast. Something that I failed to mention because I wanted it to have the feel as if someone had walked into the room, and we would have introduced ourselves to them, but also we would want these people being the people that are listening, to feel as if they know us. And in order for them to know us, we got to tell them a little something about ourselves. So we come together and we represent Last Breath Entertainment, and we've been fucking with each other for
decades.
Yeah, I don't even want to like get into numbers because we're gonna seem old as fuck. But we've been down for each other for mad long. These are my brothers. These are the dudes I go to war with, I die with, all that shit. And it's similar to probably the bond that's felt by the Wu-Tang Clan that we're going to be talking about today. But before we get to them, I just want the people to kind of feel like they know us a little better individually. So as a unit, we are Last Breath Entertainment. We all have different functions and shit. And then individually, you'll hear us call each other by mad different names. So try to follow along. Try to keep up with what's going on. And we'll try to like keep some type of order to what we're calling ourselves. So me, myself, you might hear me be called as Burns, or you might hear Joey, you might hear Bundy, you might hear fucking, what was the pitcher? The closer?
What,
for the Yankees?
Roberto Clemente? No.
Nah.
Mariano.
Oh, Mariano
Rivera.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you don't remember that?
Nah, I remember Roberto Clemente. That shit was classic.
Perverto Clemente in the flesh.
You know what's funny? My bad. Sorry to interrupt. I rocked that shit at a party, kid. I had cats in tears talking about Roberto Clemente, dog.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Well, that's me. So you'll get to know me better, and you'll hear me say funny random shit, and you'll hear us all get heated. And then to my left, I got the brother Harv, so I'm gonna let him introduce himself a little bit to y'all.
Yeah, the one and only VSOP, producer extraordinaire, co-founder LBE.
We're getting personal as far as like backgrounds, right? None of that.
Nah,
whatever you want to share, brother.
Yeah.
Whatever you want the people to know. This is an open, safe space for you to like.
You're safe, man.
You're good, yo.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. So, like I said before, VSOP, producer extraordinaire, co-founder of Last Breath Entertainment. You know what I mean? Just kicking it here. Like I said, yeah, they might hit. You might hit. Fucking Nando called me. Look, I just called him Nando. You might hear him call me explicit. You know what I'm saying? I go by explicit VSOP. That's about it. Harv. Harv PA.
White boy, don't forget white boy.
White boy. You know what I'm saying? All that.
And then to the left of you, the infamous.
The Black Dawn. You know what I'm saying? IC12, you know what I mean?
IC12.
Just black. You know, fell in love with hip hop since since we moved out here in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Brother of who loves kicks, big into the sneaker scene and all that mess. But you know, above everything, I love the art form hip hop. It's what it is.
Damn, that was deep, my boy. I like that. Then on the connection, on the out of state connection, we got the two brothers. Let the older brother go first, cause you know that's rules and shit.
No doubt. Good luck. One half of the twins right here. This Bloodshot, a.k.a. Mookie, a.k.a. Muka Brazi. You already know, man. I guess it in.
I guess it in.
I guess it's in.
They call me the gully one out the crew.
Fern Gully.
Word.
Fern Gully.
And last but never least, the younger brother.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate that, family. What's going on, y'all? J-Kid, you hear everybody refer to me as the kid. Youngest in charge, man.
Yeah,
Connecting remotely right now, out of state.
That's what's up.
Let's do it.
So as I stated earlier, we've been fans of and involved in the hip hop culture for mad long, and we've been arguing and talking about and debating and fighting and coming back the next day with different statistics and opinions and everything on albums and music and rappers, and motherfuckers come out of left with some random and rather questionable MC selections, and I've been accused of this, but fuck y'all. But today,
more than once,
man. Troy Ave, Troy.
Yeah, that one's forever infamous.
Troy Ave a beast, man. He took that real street shit. Y'all got preaching, man. He was busting shots.
Nupac,
yo.
He shot up the club more than a couple of cats we know with like 5 different baby mamas.
This guy.
Yeah. So, but today we're gonna talk about some fucking classics, some like history making, culture defining, time immortalizing. I'm gonna make just shit up because these fucking albums are like embedded in us, in our DNA, in our bloodstream.
Word.
And that's Ghostface Killah's Ironman. And today we're gonna be debating that album versus Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Linx, aka the Purple Tape. So before we even get to like debating what's better in different topics and shit, I want to know, like, do y'all remember hearing these albums or maybe the singles, or what's your first memory when it comes to this topic right here? Let me start off with the brother Harv.
Real quick, the first memory, like the first song I remember ever hearing from this album, without even knowing that it was gonna be on the album, was "Heaven and Hell," and I remember seeing the video actually on Video Music Box, Ralph McDaniels. You know what I mean? I remember seeing that video and I was like, "Damn, that's some." To me, it sounds
like that nigga right now.
You're checking in to Ralph McDaniels. Nah, but I remember seeing that video and I remember hearing the beat and everything and then listening, and it was right in line with everything that Wood had done up until that point.
You said Heaven and Hell, right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that video.
Yeah.
Was it like black and white?
Some of it was like.
I think it was black and white.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black, you remember that video?
I remember the song.
Kiddles, you remember?
Not the video at all.
No, I don't remember the video either.
Kid, you remember that
video? I remember first being exposed to Glaciers of Ice was the first song I remember hearing, and that was on a First Class mixtape. And to this day, I remember like where his scratches was when the hook came in. And I remember thinking, damn, that shit is fire, yo. Like to this day, that's one of the bangers that I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Black, first recollections of either one of these classic. Now, obviously, the first would have to be what? Raekwon, right? Because that came out first.
That's why I said Heaven and Hell. You know what I mean?
Cuban Linx.
All right, so let's go with Cuban Linx. First recollections of Cuban Linx.
Word. Same First Class mixtape, and what made it so dope that Glaciers of Ice, same just like you. But I remember hearing the gunshots and a woman singing in the background. That's the way First Class brought in the song before the actual beat came in.
Do you remember the mixtape?
Yeah, definitely.
What was it? Like
the number,
the name of it.
Rap 26? No, Rap or 28, maybe.
Yo, anybody listening that got First Class mixtapes that were sold in
they don't know.
In Odyssey Records on 45th-ish and Bergen Line.
Yeah.
And they were numbered, Rap 26, Rap 28, Rap 31, Rap 32. Yo, whoever got them shits, holla, one holla, double holla, hit me on the hip, on the jack, trip me, whatever, find me, slap me. Because I'm trying to find them shits, yo.
Yeah, classic gold.
Word is born.
And the reggae joints, too.
We need Reggae 11.
Yeah,
ASAP.
I definitely had Reggae 11 stolen like 7 times. Word is born. I definitely think Mookie got me once or twice for regular.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Word is born.
I still got that best of big.
Yo, word. I need that.
I was listening to y'all. I got an old leg and I got a tape player, and I was listening to that shit this week.
The best of Biggie.
Yeah, man. After that
said
first
I got an old leg.
show, no, I had to.
Yo, all right. So, what about you? First recollection on Purple Tape.
All right. So first recollection, I'm in my grandmother's apartment in the town, and in her bedroom, we used to kick it. Every once in a while, my cousins and my twin. It was like 4 of us. We was like the crew.
On 98?
And 98th Street in New York. And then the commercial for the album came on. It was really hype. I don't know if y'all remember, but it was really hype after Wu dropped 36 Chambers and Method Man came out with Method-Cal, and ODB came out with his album, Return to the 36 Chambers. This was the next
But you
project.
saw the commercial on what? Like on BET?
I don't know. It had to be, I don't know what channel, but some urban channel. I don't know. I don't think it was BET. I don't even know if BET was really popping like that.
Video
It was
Music Box, I'm sure.
1995.
But then
Yeah,
y'all remember when albums had commercials?
That doesn't exist no more.
Yeah, the commercial came out. It could have been like MTV, or it could have been like, what was the Box? Was that channel, the Box?
Yeah, the
Box,
box,
right,
where you
yep.
call in and order the shit and play the.
Oh, that was my
Could have
shit.
been that.
Where you could
The
play
Box.
They had commercials on that shit too.
Yo, I was a bastard. I would go to other people's house and call the box. Like, yo, play that fucking
Word.
My shit was Digital Underground, the Humpty Dance.
Yo, you crazy. My nigga was running people's bills, getting
Yo,
kids
foul.
and
Terrible.
And then, so the first track, I remember when it came out, Black was the first one to get it, and he came through to my crib. I think it was his brother that got it.
But what was the first single?
Yeah.
Was it Heaven and
So
Hell?
the first, the first single, because obviously I don't remember. All I remember like hearing it for the first time. For some reason, I correlated to this memory is when Black came through to the crib, and I think it was his brother's album, his brother Oscar's album, Shaquan, my man Shaquan.
Shout out to Shaquan.
And it was on CD, and we played it, and he was like, yo, listen to this track. I think it was track 15, Ice Cream. And I was like, all right. And when we heard that shit, we went, I heard it and went crazy. He had already heard it, but
Yeah.
we was both crazy after that. Like, yo, this shit is hot.
You know what, Nando? That's actually, it was me. I still got the same album from 94, 95 when it dropped, kid. Still got the same CD, purple shit.
Oh, so was it Shaquan? So
Yeah, it was mine. Because Shaquan
the
wasn't
CD
deep
wasn't
into
purple. The
Yeah, it
CD was
was-
red.
Nah, dog. It got the background purple. Why you think it was called the purple tape?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like purple
The
with
tape
the
was
yellow
purple.
with the yellow
Nah,
woo.
the CD back
Yellow
cover
W.
is purple, God.
Yeah. He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Is it?
But Shaquan wasn't deep into like grimy
The
hip hop like
plastic.
that. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
The
okay.
casing, the casing, it was purple.
Yeah, the casing was
All
purple.
right,
Yep.
JK,
The
you remember
cable
the
and the
first time
CD,
you heard
yeah.
the album?
Yeah, well, Big Bro copped the LP, and I always remember Wu Gambino sticking out because the beat. I don't know. I always loved that beat, but I think my first recollection of the actual album was the Glaciers of Ice video, if I'm not mistaken, on the box or one of them joints.
Glaciers of Ice video. Damn, I'm
Yeah.
fucking burnt, yo. I don't remember.
Yo, I'll tell you the truth. I don't even remember it. I just remember my cousins in New York talking about it and asking me like, "Yo, you haven't heard that track?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." And then when I actually heard it, you know, because like I was so young, I wouldn't know the names of the tracks like that until I got the CDs. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I memorized them.
Well, back then,
feel
yeah,
me?
it was hard to know the name of the track, and then also Wu-Tang fucking would name the track some random ass shit that wouldn't have nothing to do with the track.
Everybody
You'd be like,
did.
yo, you
Everybody
heard that
did.
fucking song called the fucking death of the Spider Ghost, and you'll be like, yo, what the fuck is that? And then you hear it, and you're like, yo,
Yeah,
this is
and then sometimes when you be watching the videos, you know, they cut the shit off before the actual You know what I mean? Remember they used to put
Yeah,
the
before they
track
put the name
and the label name and the record label or whatnot, the album name, the single.
Now,
So-
all right,
so-
so that album came out, and back then, an album would live for for at least a year, maybe 2 years, depending on the quality of it. Obviously, this album's lived 20 plus years, but right around the time that album might have been dying down a little, Ironman dropped,
Nah.
or was it like a quick drop? I don't
Nah,
remember.
nah.
Iron Man
Genius.
dropped the following year in September.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like a year
It
later.
was
Yeah.
the next year.
So
Right.
back
Yeah,
then,
like
if an album lasted
almost a year later.
October. Iron Man dropped in October. I remember October of '96, and Purple Tape was August of '95.
Right.
Yep,
Iron
August
Man
1st
dropped
to
in
be exact.
October?
Yeah.
I remember
It
my
was
first time listening to
it was kind of a
Iron Man.
quiet drop. It was a little bit of a quiet drop. Like
I
it
remember-
wasn't as hype as Cuban Linx.
Yeah, that too. It wasn't like it was a
It
soft
wasn't
drop.
as anticipated.
Not even. It's just the fact that it was a soft drop. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time. Well, go ahead, Burns.
No, I was just gonna say I remember loving the album, and I remember the first time hearing it. I was with my nigga Anthony and my DJ mentor DJ Tez. Shout out to DJ Tez, and it was in his whip, and I remember hearing it. I remember Wildflower, like being ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I remember it being warm. I remember it being summer. That's why I'm surprised you're telling me it came out in October, unless it was like a hot October. But I remember it being hot.
Nah. It dropped in
Maybe
October.
maybe you slept on it and you didn't hear it until it was the summer again. Because like
exactly.
Harv said, it was like a soft drop. We kind of all slept on Iron Man.
Nah. I know I
Nah,
didn't
I remember
because I
when
had it because I was
I
still.
remember that it was newly out.
I remember I had it because I bought it up here because I was visiting from Virginia. I was living in Virginia at the time, and JP had a Clue tape, and that song Poisonous Darts.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first song I ever heard from Iron Man was Poisonous Darts, and it was on a Clue tape. And then I was like, yo, I gotta get this album. That's what got me hyped was that song, and I was like, yo, this album's gonna be crazy, this and that. And then when I came up here, I think the following month, which was in October, the album had dropped, and I remember copping and shit. And I left with it. Me and my boy Lamont were listening to it on the way down to VA, on the drive down to VA. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So you think Purple Tape had bigger impact when it dropped because Iron Man was a quiet drop?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because there was more build up to Purple Tape. They dropped more singles. You know what I'm saying? They dropped more videos. They dropped more songs. You know what I'm saying? They just put more behind it for some reason. You know what I mean?
I wonder why that happened. Were they on the same label?
Not at all.
No.
RCA was Raekwon, and I believe Geffen might have been.
No.
Loud.
No. This guy, what's his name? Starks was on Sony Epic.
Okay, Epic. There
Yeah.
you go. Yep.
Yeah.
I believe it
And
has
what
all
about-
to do with the promotion of it, because I remember Purple Tape everywhere, hyped up. Raekwon was everywhere. But Iron Man, like Mook said, I clearly remember copping it after the fact, where Purple Tape I copped it upon release.
Well, I think hands
Yeah,
down
yeah.
we can
Yeah.
all agree that the marketing for Purple Tape is way better than fucking whatever marketing was for Iron Man.
Yeah, true indeed.
Including
But you
the
know
fact
what?
of
Iron
that we
Man,
call
Iron
it
Man had a
Purple
couple
Tape.
of singles.
No,
Iron Man
but
had a couple of singles that was popping before the album came out, I believe.
that was one of my actual points was the fact that Raekwon, I'm pretty sure it was Raekwon, but that the fact that he decided to make the tape purple, because
Yeah. No, he definitely said it was him.
Yeah, because it related to the drug game. You know how
Yeah.
you had to separate your drugs apart from everybody else. That way you know who was
Yeah.
getting what and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, that was fucking genius, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And to
That's
this
exactly
day,
what he said.
to
yeah,
this day, like
That's
that
exactly
shit is
what it
relevant.
exactly.
Niggas had purple bags.
Yeah, that shit was
Purple
nuts,
bags of
yo.
bud
Like,
and shit.
So would
And
anybody
purple
disagree
haze.
that the marketing was better? Not counting singles or the quality of the singles, just the actual marketing of the album.
oh yeah,
To me, hands down, is fucking Cuban Linx.
oh absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
without
that's
a doubt.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Even
hands
the
down.
fact that I saw a commercial. I didn't see no commercials for Iron Man.
I saw
You know
a
what I'm
commercial
saying?
way down the line though. Like
But like I said, the singles were popping for Iron Man, like Camé and Daytona 500. Those singles were popping.
But I feel like
the
those
album
came out. Did they come out before the album? Because I swear
I
the
believe
videos
so.
dropped after the album.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
Camé was like the third single.
Yeah.
I thought they came out before the album dropped.
I know Daytona 500 was definitely a single. I remember I had the Speed Racer video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was popping. It was popping.
And then
you know what?
All That I
and
Got
now that
Is
you
You
see
dropped as a single.
I love that song.
Right?
Yeah.
The song with Mary J. That had a video also.
Yeah.
That had a video. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the themes of these albums because the way I see it, this is gonna be my opinion, and the homie Max, he agreed with this on Instagram earlier, and Harvard and I spoke about it a little bit before. But the way I see it and the way I think it's generally viewed by the general public is that Cuban Linx is a gangster movie, the equivalent of the album form of a gangster movie.
Right.
And then Iron Man, to me, is more like the equivalent of like almost like a comic book or like a cartoon series where you're getting different topics and different emotions and maybe like different lessons in the songs or within the album, as opposed to it sticking to one general theme, which to me makes it better because Ghostface allows himself to be vulnerable and you get to know him a little more so than Raekwon. Then you get to know Raekwon because Raekwon, the whole album is thugging, is gangster, is hustling, is fucking, you know, he's dropping jewels and shit. But I don't think, minus Ice Cream, although yeah, I was gonna say Raekwon don't really got a song for the girls or a song where he's talking about his history as much as Ghostface, where he lets you into like his childhood and his come up and the more the uglier part of his life.
Yeah. Yeah, the more vulnerable parts of
you just described what both albums are, basically.
Like more emotion driven.
Yeah.
I could give you. I'm just waiting on my turn. I could give you the reason right now. I think Cuban Linx is better.
Well, right now I just want to talk about themes.
Yeah, we're talking about the themes of the album.
Like, which theme did you prefer? Did you prefer the gangster fucking Raekwon album, or did you prefer more the Ghost album where I don't know, it's just more to me well-rounded.
I'll be honest.
You asking me? You asking me, or you asking?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
All right. Well, check it out. So Cuban Linx, like you said, is like a movie, and it has one central theme. And then Iron Man being a comic book, I think is a dope concept as well. But I think Cuban Linx wins on theme because at the end of the day, what's the, I guess, highest point of entertainment? You're gonna say a movie. You're not gonna say a comic book. You know what I'm saying? Like people turn comic books into movies, and then they gotta tone down all the storylines and everything and get it down to one specific storyline so it makes sense for the viewer. So I think that's what makes Cuban Linx such a superb theme, is the fact that, all right, it's a mafioso, it's gangster, okay, yeah, but not only do they stick to the script, they go through ranges and still bring it back to that central theme. You know, Iron Man being that it bounces around and it's more cartoony.
So would you say
great.
Would you say it's more cohesive?
Of course. If just like you said, if the comic book theme they're bouncing around and they're kicking different emotions, and he's going, you know, doing different things, it okay, they might mesh, but they don't mesh as well as keeping it centralized to like, all right, I'm a mafioso and this is what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I totally respect Tony Stark's view and his vision, you know what I mean? You could easily say he was more involved in the project with Raekwon as well, and vice versa.
Yeah, well, before we get to that,
exactly. Yeah.
Black, what do you think about the themes?
And which one you prefer?
I would say I was definitely rocking with Purple Tape, maybe up until early 2000s, but eventually Iron Man grew on me too, where I feel that's the more personal album, if you will. As you said, more emotional
Do
album.
you think you maturing as a man played into that?
Yes, I would. You know what? Nah, I mean, you know, truth.
Nigga sound like Dr. Phil.
I can't with that nigga.
Truth be told, because I could tell you off the rip that
Fucking Burns
you know,
sound like
upon
Dr.
the
Phil.
release of Purple Tape, you know what I'm saying? Everything that Ray was talking about, rapping, you know, all the jewels, the whips, the women. You know, I was young, but it's stuff that I wanted to attain. So I was like, yo, you know, that's what's up.
Yeah, we was all young when that
feel
shit
me?
came out.
But as far as Iron Man, I could say, as you said, you know, as I started maturing, you know, more towards a man, you know, I started feeling it more. All that I got is you. You know, not to say I could relate to coming up like him, because, you know, the brother really, really had it hard, but I felt that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's a crazy, like, that's a deep-ass song, bro.
It sure is.
It's an emotional song.
Yo, I don't know. I remember when Purple Tape came out, and like we all agree, it's cinematic, and I was like, wow, this is on some real cinematic mafioso shit, you know. And I was like, I was amazed, and I was living in Virginia at the time, and literally that tape saved my life, because I would have fucking lost my shit. All they were playing down there, and this is not to knock these artists either, but it just wasn't my speed at the time. I was just, you know, coming from Jersey and shit. It was crazy. So I remember they were rocking Outkast,
Yo,
AT
check
Aliens,
what happened out of state.
and they were rocking word, and they were rocking fucking Bone Thugs. Yo, they love Bone Thugs out there in Virginia, yo. And I was out there rocking the Purple Tape and shit, and that literally kept me sane out there. But I remember when I heard Purple Tape, that was right around the time when I decided to move back, and I felt it, and I was like, wow. It was, to me, I related more to Purple Tape than I did, I mean, not to Purple Tape, to Iron Man, than I did to the Purple Tape. You know, because the Purple Tape was on some drug dealer, you know, and, yo, I'm not a fucking drug dealer.
Yeah, the Purple Tape is more grandiose.
Yeah, absolutely. Where,
yeah, and
where
like we said, it's more movie.
Where Iron Man is definitely more,
It's
you know,
more human.
grounded. It's more grounded, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely related to, when I heard All That I Got Is You, yo, I literally choked up. I choked up.
Yeah.
I was on my way down from, I had just left. I was visiting. I remember I bought the CD. I popped it in my man's truck that we was on the way down and shit. And, yo, I literally choked up. I was like, yo, I got to come back. And I literally decided to come back. Within 2 weeks, I decided to come back to Jersey. Dead ass, yo. But that album held me down, yo. That album was fucking deep,
Well,
yo. I love that album.
Be like that.
You know what caused these themes to, I guess, to evolve or whatever, how they were put together, was the production, which was done by the RZA.
Both.
In his prime and shit. But he was the one that obviously gave Ray the more strings and the more violins and the more opera or classical type samples and shit, where the Ghost production had more soul influence.
Definitely more soul, and the RZA definitely used different soundscapes for the Iron Man album. Like the song, what song is it? Marvel. All the crazy strings and all that shit in the background. Yo, that shit is nuts, yo.
You know what, too? Assassination Day, too. It's like, what was he using? Like, what's he using?
I think, excuse me.
Go ahead.
I think Iron Man's a lot sharper. You could hear it.
That's part of my
The
notes.
production is like.
You think Iron Man's a lot sharper?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sounds. I think that Purple Tape is a lot more gritty.
Yeah.
And just the sound is more raunchy. Iron Man is sharper, almost like you can hear the progression in the RZA from the Purple Tape to Iron Man, and then eventually to Wu-Tang Forever, and then Bobby Digital. You know how all those had like different sounds, and he was getting sharper with every LP.
Yes.
You feel me? With every album, like Bobby Digital was like.
Yeah, actually.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
So
feel you
you could tell that. You could listen to the albums and see why Iron Man came out after Purple Tape.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like he was tweaking his sound. Like,
it was
I gotta
a
make it
progression.
sound better.
You heard the progression.
Yo, I've never
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
know if I agree with that.
I do, yo. Because,
Really?
If you
Yo,
listen to
Purple
Iron
Tape
Man,
sounds so gritty to me, yo. So fucking like
But I
filthy and
feel
dirty.
like the
the
tracks
sound.
are more layered and they have more build up and they have more instruments and.
but
I don't know.
not for nothing, like
I think I thought the Iron Man production was a little more toned down and
I
not
can see what
basic,
you're
but
saying.
like more because it was more sample driven or soul sample driven.
damn,
Nah, you know what it
Y'all gonna have
sounds
to
like?
pardon the feedback on
Yeah.
these phones.
yeah, hold up, we're having
I
a
don't know
little
about
technical
this.
difficulty.
The connection's
Damn.
failing us a little.
Hello,
Oh,
damn, it's y'all, man. Hello,
All right,
Yeah, we
go
still
ahead. All right, go ahead.
all right, man. So
yo, that was horrible.
yeah, so back to what we were saying. Damn, my notes. But anyway, no, but what J Kid was saying was 100% right. Like part of my notes, like I put, Purple Tape, it was definitely more lo-fi, that older Wu-Tang sound, where Iron Man was definitely more queued up. You know what I'm saying? Everything was higher pitched, like the drums, everything sounded more crisp. There was a lot. If you listen to Iron Man, there's mad remnants of Bobby Digital in that shit.
Yeah,
Black, I see you nodding
Yeah,
your head.
and he used-
You agree with
Yo,
this
it's 'cause
statement?
the
'Cause
shit-
I feel like I'm fucking
The shit is progression, bro.
alone on an island here.
I
Yeah,
feel that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Purple Tape.
yeah. He
helped
used
them-
a lot more vocals too. Them soulful vocals he used on
Right.
Iron Man, and them shit sound crispy.
Yep. Iron Man.
I'm not definitely not knocking the production for Iron Man, but
Purple Tape.
Yeah, maybe I just never thought about it like that.
It set the tone for
No,
Iron
yeah,
Man.
definitely.
If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, whatever RZA was smoking at the time, you know, whenever he did the Purple Tape into Iron Man, that was just like, you know, fucking mind blowing, bro. Excuse my language, mind blowing.
Yeah. No, that's
Like you know,
Go ahead, kid.
excuse me. The story is that they made Purple Tape in RZA's grandmother's basement, and that shit is almost like you could almost fucking vouch like you were there for it by listening to the shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like you can't deny that shit if you hear it. Like yo, that shit sounds like it was made in a basement,
A
but
lot
with
of the
crazy
drums-
fucking
Grimy as
with
fuck.
crazy
Yo.
equipment and some niggas smoking fucking dust in that motherfucker.
Right. Rats running around
Yo, I
and
feel-
fucking, you know, New York
Word.
basement shit grimy.
For
Water
real,
dripping.
Funny, I feel like y'all
You know?
fucking just blew my mind with this statement.
For real?
Word is born. I
Nah.
always felt like the production for Purple Tape was on a different level because it was so thematic, because it was so fucking like cohesive, and because it was so much build to it, and like the beats themselves had emotions and fucking led you down a path.
Yes, but sonically, I'm not talking about.
Yes,
I understand what you're
exactly.
saying. What you're saying is 100% right. It was
Yeah.
all thematic. It was all cohesive. But the beats, the actual beats, sonically, they sounded
Yeah.
like the older Wu-Tang, like lo-fi drums. You know, dubbed down
Like
drums.
sound quality?
Yes, you know what I'm saying. Like sonically, the way they sounded, the way the RZA made the drums sound, the quality of the
Yeah,
snares,
just
the thump on the
like,
kick, and
but
everything.
not necessarily a bad thing either. You know what I mean?
No.
Just
That's
different
not what I'm
sound.
saying. No, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm
not at
that's
all. It's
definitely
not
not a bad
bad.
thing. He made
No,
it sound
definitely not.
incredible.
I feel what
Agreed.
Burns is trying to say, though. I feel what Burns is trying to say, though, in terms of what your argument is that maybe he digs the production a little bit more because it's one sound. Like, for example, they kept the theme all together with Cuban Linx, so it's like using an MPC for every track. You know, an MPC is a superior sampler and drum machine. But then, you know, when we're talking about Iron Man, it's like he used a couple of other machines that maybe were newer. So sonically, it may sound a little bit more, you know, to the next level, even though it's not maybe as hard as, like, you know, everything on Cuban Linx, where
I always
it was,
thought
like,
the-
everything was a head knocker. You know what I'm saying?
I always thought the production was, I don't want to say drastically different, but I thought it was so different because I feel like Ghostface had more input on his tracks.
Well, not for nothing.
Like more of the
Ghostface
soul
was
shit. I feel like he was providing that. Like, yo, I want you to chop this.
Ghost was executive producer of Iron Man.
Yeah, you see.
So man,
Was Raekwon executive producer of Cuban Linx?
I'm not 100% sure. I know for a fact Ghost was. I'm not sure about Ray. I should have actually checked that.
I could
have
Google it, but I ain't doing all that. Anybody know? Was Raekwon executive producer of Cuban Linx?
We
You know
looking
what?
it up. We looking it up.
On the strength though, if you think about it, if you were if you were Tony Starks, you wouldn't want your album to sound the same as Ray's anyway. So you would want it to sound different. You feel me?
Definitely.
It says RZA was the executive producer.
Alone of Cuban Linx?
And let me see, Mitchell Diggs. Who the fuck is that?
That's RZA.
All right, so it's RZA, yeah. It may be Power, I think.
Oh
no,
yeah.
I believe Oli is Power. Oli is Power.
Ali.
Yeah. Oli Grant, Ali Grant. Yeah,
Ali,
Power.
That's
Ali
Power.
They're both executive producers.
Right.
And then, so you're saying on Iron Man is Ghostface and RZA.
Ghost is an
All right, you
executive
see, yeah.
producer.
So Ghost had more input, and that's what caused the album to sound different.
Yeah.
But not whacker.
No.
I'm not saying
Not
whacker.
at all. Not at all.
But
man.
also maybe technology advanced in that year, and that's why it sounded better.
Right. Agreed.
Sonically, you can hear the instruments.
Yeah, the possibility that he could have learned. Like you guys are talking sound quality.
I'm talking about everything, just even down to the samples he used and everything from
me too. Yeah.
from
So
Cuban Linx
hard.
to Iron
You
Man.
prefer the beats? You prefer the beats on Iron Man? Like, not forget about sonically. You prefer the beats on Iron Man, or you prefer the beats on Cuban Linx?
See, that's a tough call, but I mean, well, we're not gonna decide right now, but that
is a tough fucking call.
Yeah,
See?
man, because
Yeah, I go
Like
with
beat
Cuban
for beat.
Linx.
Think
Just
about it.
if you're judging straight beats alone, I'm going with Cuban Linx because I'm a fan
Hell
of the dramatics and the
Yeah.
theatrics
Hell
of it and shit.
Hell yeah.
So I
Come on,
go
man.
with Cuban Linx on production. If we're just talking straight beats,
Yeah.
Yeah, straight beats.
and
Wait,
also the fact that
about
they're
that.
cohesive and related and shit, or not better put together. Because Ghostface, I like how it goes, but they just seem to go more together, I guess.
yeah, nah, like I think in Iron Man, like it's crisper textures and all that. It just sounds more crisp to me. Like
So
it
Yeah.
sounds
on
Exactly.
production, you're going with Iron Man.
with production. I'll stick with Iron Man. I'm gonna stick with my pick,
Black?
which was
Yeah,
Iron Man.
production for me, hands down, is the Purple Tape. I honestly feel like the whole damn album was done, as we stated, in a basement. Motherfucking cats smoking dust, winos all over the spot drinking. And I love that shit. Like, it just gives me that gritty New York feel. And I love that, bro. Like, the whole album
Like
from
this.
beginning to end.
Like he's in there
And
smoking.
yeah, like, I'm there with them cats. Not doing none of that, but still just in the spot. Feeling that shit. Seeing RZA do what he do, you know?
Hey, they're not doing none of that.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So Purple Tape.
Purple Tape. without
Mook,
a
you
doubt.
said Purple Tape? For just production, just straight beats? Mook,
Who we talking to?
to you.
Mook.
To you,
Yeah,
Mooka.
yo, almost definitely Purple Tape.
And J Kid?
Damn. I mean, you could definitely tell that they were trying to be more creative in Iron Man and soulful, RZA anyway.
A different lane, trying to go in a different lane.
And those beats are insane too, man.
Hell yeah. Fucking fish? What?
Yeah, man.
Can't
This
man.
was the only one that wasn't RZA, by the way.
Exactly. That was True Master.
Yeah.
That was True Master.
And that's the dope ass fucking beat.
Hell yeah.
I like what he did on the Soul Controller at the end. Excuse me, he was like a fucking like orchestrating. If y'all notice at the end of the Soul Controller, he let it rock for like 4 or 5 minutes, and he had a Black Raspberry, I think was the name. Like just killing on the vocals and almost like he was freestyling on the beat with no vocals. You feel me? Like making the beat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Straight Bobby Digital. That's like the mirrored album of Bobby Digital.
Yeah, exactly. On some real Bobby Digi shit. But then in Purple Tape, I think it was on Knowledge Guard, at the end when he's rocking the beats from right to left.
Oh, when he's panning it from right to left.
He's panning it from right to left. Yeah. But you know, I probably would go Purple Tape just because of that sound. Like I was saying, it's
So
a lot
everybody's on Purple
filthier
Tape.
to
I'm
me.
on the island
It's
by
pretty.
myself.
But yo, I'm not. You know, the whole fucking thing to me is one A. You know, 1A and 1.
Yeah.
You know,
and,
but
go ahead.
Fact story.
Well, I think the 1 and 1A argument has plays a lot to do with the fact that they're both so heavily featured on each other's album. Each album could kind of be like the Ray and Ghost album or the Ghost and Ray album.
I think go ahead.
Speaking statistically, because I wrote it down because I took notes because I told y'all I was fucking studying the album.
Yeah, go ahead.
So on the CDs or the albums that I saw, of the 18 tracks on Cuban Linx, Ghost was on 13.
Right.
And then on Ironman, of the 16, Ray was on 11. So they're heavy on each other's album. But Ray's album says co-starring Ghost.
Yes.
And
Featuring
Ghost doesn't say co-starring Ray. But that affects, well, not that it affects, but that makes the album so close to each other, so equal to each other.
well, if you notice, I think on Purple Tape, you hear Ghostface before you hear Raekwon.
That was a question I asked the other day.
We were talking about that. That was actually one of my notes. The first voice you hear on Purple Tape is Raekwon. We got that. And the first voice you hear on Iron Man is Raekwon.
Yeah, you see, I
think
didn't
they
know
did on
that. I didn't
purpose.
check Iron Man.
So on the Purple Tape, the first one you hear is Ray or Ghost?
It's Ray, but he's low.
It's
I
Ray?
think he's like
No, on
asking
the
a
Purple
question.
Tape.
Yeah, on the Purple Tape.
Yeah.
You
Before-
sure? I thought it was Ghost right away. He comes in, yo, son.
Nah.
And they start
Right
preaching
before
and
he
shit.
says that, very low, Raekwon says some shit.
Yeah, he says some shit. Trust me, we listened to it mad times.
Yeah, we rewound it like 15 times just to make sure, because
Yeah.
But what's funny is that just seems more like an intro to one of Ghost's albums. Because he's the one, you know, he's the one sounding vulnerable. Like, you know, like my mom's windows got shot up, man. My baby's in here, man.
yeah.
You know, you could tell like he's,
Well, you know,
it's
most
because
of
they
the
opening up
skits-
reflectively. You feel me? The albums opens up like being reflective of shit that they done.
Yeah.
But yet they get into the mafia gangster shit. So it's a little
I like it.
controversial, but it's dope.
I like
Well,
Yeah.
that's where it plays into the movie, because it's like they gotta
It's
they
their
gotta
last-
come up. Yeah.
It's their last score, you
like
know
the
what I'm saying?
one last hurrah, last juke.
The final score, you know what I mean?
Exactly. He says it basically. If
Yeah.
this shit don't hit this time, man, I'm done with this, man.
I'm giving this
You know?
shit up, baby. I'm giving this shit up.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the skits on the Cuban Link album are like Ghost driven or mainly feature Ghost talking.
That's
Like, you notice that? You ever peeped that?
Well, like I wrote down in my notes and shit. Why I would give, why it's crazy that Ghostface plays such a prominent role on Cuban Link. You know what I'm saying? And then even on his own album, I understand that Ray is on a lot of tracks on Iron Man, but still, I think Ghost outshines him. You know what I'm saying? Ghost went ham on Purple Tape, but then he reached another level on Iron Man. And then the fact that he surpassed those levels lyrically on Supreme was incredible. It shows you the type of shit that he was on, man. Ghost was on another level, man.
That
Ghost,
leads me to a question I wanted to ask y'all. Should we be comparing Cuban Link to Supreme? Do you think Supreme is a better, or better, I guess it's a double question. Do you think Supreme Clientele is a better album than Iron Man?
I was actually listening to Supreme today, and for that very reason, to see.
Great fucking question.
And I was actually, as good as Supreme is, I'd still prefer Iron Man. To me, I'd hold it to, because it has sentimental value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I hold it personal and shit. I'm partial to it. You know what I mean?
The reason why we can't compare those two, Money Burns, is for the simple reason that we're going off of each other's first projects, kid.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah.
But if we were to say each artist's best album, obviously Raekwon's pick is Cuban Linx,
Right.
Yeah.
without argument.
Oh, of course.
But Ghostface, you could argue
Yeah.
Ironman or Supreme Clientele.
Yeah. Well, lyrically, he stepped it up. Like he went on another level on Supreme.
I think, personal opinion, I think everything on Supreme is better than Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah, and I love Iron Man. Even sentimental value included, everything. I think Supreme, the fact that it has production, varied production.
Right. True.
It's not strictly RZA.
RZA, right? Yeah.
The songs, the sound quality, the lyrics.
Yeah.
Obviously it was his third album, Supreme.
Supreme
Ghost?
was second.
It was his second album. No.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the second album.
Yeah. It was Iron Man then Supreme.
Well, that's a good fucking album.
Yeah.
And to me, it's better than Iron Man.
Yeah.
To me, it's like The Godfather and Godfather Part 2.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, yo. That is exactly what I was gonna say.
But if you had to pick one,
If you gotta pick one, you gotta pick The Godfather because that's, you know what I mean. When Marlon Brando was in, that's
Sonny got body.
you know what Sonny got. Yeah, that's the originator, nothing greater.
Exactly.
You know,
It's the origin story.
But Godfather Part 2, you can't
Come out. It has
You
to
can't-
come out.
Yeah, you can't be mad if somebody said they like Godfather 2 better. You know what I'm saying?
So which
So
one do
it's
you
like-
choose?
I mean, I thought I just answered that, but I would go with the original, with Part 1. Like, I was going to say that, like, as different as they are, Iron Man to me is almost like a sequel to fucking Purple Tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, my brother twin, the Supreme Clientele, Iron Man is more Wu than Supreme Clientele. You feel me? It seems like Supreme Clientele is maybe not even a Wu project. It just happens to be a Wu member that put it out. Yeah, because the production value,
I thought RZA did Supreme Clientele the whole thing, nah?
Nah.
Beat Nuts did production. I forgot who else.
Oh,
did
nah.
production.
Okay. Well, that's a good point because Iron Man, as I pointed out to Burns earlier, Iron Man really has two Wu-Tang group tracks, which is Assassination Day and Winter Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Supreme doesn't have any major group tracks?
Oh, I don't know about. I can't remember Supreme right now. Yeah.
It has Redman on it.
Yeah.
Redman's on it.
Yeah, that's that song Buck 50. That's Buck 50.
And then they got a couple of cats from like their crew.
Plus
from Staten Island.
I'm just
Like,
going off. Oh, you're talking about ghost people. What were they called? Roosevelt Unit or some shit like that.
Theodore Unit.
Theodore,
Roosevelt.
It was one of those projects.
Yeah.
Hey, slap yourself.
But just
Wow.
the fact that
This
fucking,
Yo, Harv, I gotta use your quote. Slap yourself.
Slap yourself, nigga.
the fact that Supreme Clientele was different production wise and had all those different features, I wouldn't even throw it up as a discussion of that. Just my opinion. It would still be Purple versus Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think that you know what I mean? That's not even worth debating.
Black is sticking to the script. Yo.
Yeah,
Damn right.
I was just wondering for personal opinion.
Right.
But going back to
Our original discussion.
Purple Tape and Iron Man.
Let's reel it back.
What about lyrically? Just straight up bars. Because obviously Raekwon is more story driven. And I don't want to say, no, it's more descriptive in the story sense where he's setting up the scene and he's giving this and that. But then Iron Man is more descriptive in the fucking Ghostface sense where that motherfucker be like setting you up on some bugged out ghost way.
I'll tell you like this. Ray is more slang driven. Way more like super slang driven.
And like flossy.
Like extra flossy, braggadocious, slang driven. Where Ghost is more descriptive. You know, he'll actually tell you what's going on and you could actually see it. You know what I mean? Where, like I said, not Ghost, where Ray is more flow and braggadocious, like super slang though. Like they invented their own language. The three of them, Ghost, Ray, and Capadonna. They all have all three of them have their own language and shit.
And RZA too.
Yeah. But
all of them niggas, you got
that
too.
goes without saying.
But lyrically, I don't know. Like, I think, like I said before, Ghost. I think Ghost is it's a progression from Purple Tape to Iron Man. It's incredible, and then from there to Supreme, it's incredible.
Lyrically,
yeah, because I think he outshines Ray on Purple Tape.
I was gonna ask that. Do you think he outshines
on all the songs that they're on together, and even the song that he does by himself? He outshines them. You know what I'm saying? For the most part.
Black? If we're going just straight lyrics and MCing, who are you giving the advantage to?
I think the average listener will understand Tony Stark's more than Ray, without a doubt. But my personal opinion, I think it's too tough to call it. To be perfectly honest, maybe you could come back to me and let somebody else answer.
What about you, Mo? On a bar for bar level.
Wow, I'm partial, as you know, to Cuban Linx. I'm gonna have to stick with that, and I'll defend it just by saying that, for some reason, like we know every track is grimy, so it's not like he had to depend on anything. Like, he didn't need Mary J. in the hood. He didn't need, group tracks. They was on some next level sniffing, I think. My brother smoking like my twin says. You know what I'm saying? They was on some other shit, And on Iron Man, if you do the math, I think they both split the same amount of tracks. You said 11 and 13, but I think it's 12 and 12. I was trying to do the math on it. And they also give Shine to Capadonna a lot. So Capadonna is more like a freestyle spitter. He's not, you can hear it, like he's more freestyling. So not that he's not there with bars, but they split a lot of time with him on Iron Man, whereas Purple Tape is just them too. Bam, 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 unless, they had a feature. And, Nas is on Purple Tape, so I go with the guard.
I think that was one of your arguments in the last episode, and that shit had me rolling. It was like, I'm gonna go with Nas because Nas is the god.
He's God, son. He's the god.
Yeah. So, what about you, Jeff?
It's funny that you said that. You did say Purple Tape, you felt like it was more storyish, right? I feel like Iron Man, he was more on some storyteller shit.
Yeah.
On Iron Man. Yeah, like, I even wrote it down. He's on some shit telling stories on Motherless Child, on Wildflower, on 260.
Word.
But, yeah, I don't know, like, Purple Tape, they came on some real hard body shit. Like, he definitely outshines Ray, but I think it's more as far as leaving his presence felt. There's something about the way Ghostface spits that his presence is felt on both of them more than you could say Raekwon's is felt on both of them.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
You think he leaves like more of a lasting impression?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely on Purple Tape. Like, that's why it's hard not to argue that it's a joint album because he signs off on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's tough.
But would you consider Iron Man possibly a joint album? Or because he outshines it, like, because he outshines Raekwon so much. It's
damn. That's a great question, yo.
Yeah, man.
I think you almost have to. You almost have to consider the joint album almost like it's the part 2, because they did a lot of the same shit for as much as it was different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
especially the RZA. He sampled the Kung Fu Flicks on both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then that Purple Tape. I listened to it. Like we said, niggas sniffing in the booth. You know what I'm saying? They sampled Scarface early in the LP. They sampled Scarface. You feel me, on Criminology.
Mm-hmm.
And then the very next track is called Incarcerated Scarface.
Yeah.
So just with that, you already know what they trying to do. But then they also sample Usual Suspects and Carlito's Way on Iron Man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Word.
And the part that they sample on Usual Suspects is when there's no coke. You the fuck? What do you mean there's no coke? There's gotta be coke.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like.
And the funny thing is that that's part of Assassination Day, but it's an actual continuation from the song 260 and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that shit is.
You really don't know. You really don't know if it's the end of 260 or the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what? When it comes to the movie samples, I have this theory, right? Cuban Linx, to me, is mainly built off samples from the movie The Killer, right? By is it John Woo?
John Woo.
Yeah,
John Woo.
Yeah.
So in my brain, if that's the main sample for Cuban Linx, then for Iron Man, the main sample is Sonny Carson.
Sonny Carson, yeah, the education of Sonny Carson.
And then the comparison of those two movies is the definition of the comparison of the albums, where one is a straight action, fucking bloody revenge, karate, whatever, and then the
like
other
a
one
cinematic
is
like
the story of a come up and the kid, and he's learning these lessons,
but not necessarily. You can't make that comparison, because also he samples Scarface, and it's an action flick, but it's a classic action flick. You know what I'm saying? It's not just The Killer. You know what I'm saying? You got to compare it. If you're gonna compare,
he samples others on both.
Yeah,
I know. But if
the one that to me feels like the more the samples that drive the album or bind them together are these samples.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I think that Scarface more encapsulate Cuban Linx, and you could say Sonny Carson. It's got its ups and downs in Iron Man.
All right, so then you'd be comparing Scarface to
Purple Tape. That's without a doubt. I agree with you.
All right. So if Scarface were to represent Purple Tape, and Sonny Carson were to represent Iron Man,
the miseducation,
it's still the same shit. Cause
nah, you crazy. Scarface is a classic movie.
No, I'm not saying I'm not fucking arguing that. But Scarface has a bit of a come up story. But then it goes into flossy kingpin shit, like Purple Tape.
Right. Exactly, yeah.
And Carson is more.
It's not just that movie, The Killers. It's not just that. But it's not a kung fu flick.
I'm saying now, if Scarface represented Purple Tape, it's still the same argument, because Scarface is still more. He comes up, he blows up. He's the kingpin. He's fucking killing niggas. He's shooting the gun and sniffing mad coke and shit. Where on Iron Man, it's the kid in the hood coming up, struggling, learning. The gang fights. Shit you do as you're younger in the hood.
I get it.
Yo, but on some lyrical shit, you also got to throw in the fact that Purple Tape was trendy, as far as sipping the Cristal and shit, and some of the shit they did. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, for one, they not really lyrically, but verbally shitting on Big. So fuck, right. I don't really recall too many out niggas and albums doing shit like that.
Yeah, I got something to say
if you followed hip hop, you knew he was talking about Big. You know what I'm saying? If you follow, you knew
Okay, yeah.
you knew he was talking about Big, because even though
Right
Ready to Die
away.
came out earlier, you know what I'm saying? Big wasn't really on that. Cristal, he was more on the champagne shit in the jacuzzi or whatnot. You know what I mean? So, you know, I felt like Purple Tape was a lot more trendy as far as lyrically and also other shit that he did. You know, like with the fucking the Snow Beach polo shit. You know what I mean?
Right,
That he
Tommy
wore.
Hill, all that too, because they were.
You
know,
feel
they
me?
were
Yeah.
talking about that too.
Tommy Hill, Ice Rockin' niggas and
Yeah.
all
I don't know,
that.
I just feel like on a lot of the tracks on Cuban Linx, it's based on lyrics. Like, that's what makes the song is the lyrics. And on Ironman, is more like the
That's a
theme
great
of
point.
the song. Like
That's
the
a
range
great
of the song.
point.
You know, like Daytona 500, it was what it was. Can May, it was what it was, you know? Now, he got bangers on there, I'm not going to deny it, but when you go song for song, I just feel like overall the lyrics on Purple Tape are a little bit more up. And you can argue whose lyrics, you know, are better, because you're right. Yeah, Ghostface does show more emotion. Like, I feel him more on Rainy Days and on Also Simple and on, you know, even Ice Cream. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hell yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn,
but Raekwon doesn't spit no bullshit either. You know?
Nah, he don't spit no bullshit. But I think Ghost outshines him on Criminology, yo, and that's a big track on the album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's one of my-
Ghost is that dude.
one of my
Like,
favorites.
Ghost is that dude. But you can even argue, like, the lyrics on here, the only track that I think that blows everything out the water is Motherless Child. But I don't know between that and, like, Also Simple, which one I feel Ghost more. You know what I mean? Like,
But
he
regardless,
spits
Ghost got
illest
the superior
verses.
lyrics.
Yeah, definitely. In my opinion, yes.
What do you mean? What?
Lyrically superior.
Regardless, when you said you don't know which track is better right now, can it be Also Simple or Motherless Child? Can it be Also Simple because of Ghost?
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
Ghost, that's
exactly.
what I'm saying all along.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That you can't judge Ray's lyrics versus Tony Stark's lyrics. You got to judge both of their lyrics on one album and then both of their lyrics on another album. You know what I'm saying? You can't make that distinction. Like, you can't be like, it's Raekwon's album. You know what I'm
What
saying?
album got the
Versus
better
Ghostface's
lyrics, nigga?
album.
What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, Cuban Linx. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, I mean, trust me. Like I said, there's a progression to me from Cuban Link to Iron Man, and then from Iron Man to Supreme. It's just lyrical progression. You could see it right away. As soon as you hear Ghost, it's amazing, yo. He kills the shit. Hardly any track that he comes on that you're like, nah, that shit was whack. Ghost didn't kill that.
But is he killing more tracks on the Purple Tape than on
Fact.
his own
That-
album?
That's
kills
my
more
argument,
tracks on the
Bird.
Purple
That's
Tape than
my
Ray
argument.
does?
He kills more tracks.
That's not the
on the
point,
Purple
Hard. That's
Tape.
what I'm saying. That's
On
my
the Purple
argument.
Tape.
That
He's
Ray
killing
does.
more tracks on the Purple Tape than he is on his own
It's
album.
not his album.
But comparing it to Iron
It don't matter. He's on
He
that
kills
track,
him on
nigga.
Iron Man 2. On every track, he
you know
kills
Not
what?
that
him.
he's killing. Well,
But
yeah.
but have any of y'all took the time out to think that maybe because Ghost was the hungrier MC?
Possibly.
You know?
Yeah,
Possibly.
that it could be. That could
Possibly, yeah, he probably was the
could be.
hungry
Feel
MC,
me?
but you could tell, man, like he fucking just, I don't know, I went bananas listening to these two albums. You could
Well,
just listen
again,
to it.
RZA also sampled a lot of vocals on Iron Man, so that's why they were more dominant on the tracks. Almost like you listen to it on instrumental and you know almost like where you gotta go with the track. You know, on Purple Tape, you know, it was almost like y'all niggas just GAHHD and say what you gotta
Freefall.
spit.
Exactly.
I don't
Which
know.
of the
You know
two
what I'm
albums was rumored to be more freestyled?
More freestyle.
Yeah.
I think probably Purple Tape. Like
Nah,
yo,
I think Iron Man might have been more freestyle.
Nah.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I don't know, I think,
Because
I know,
like I
you
said,
God is definitely freestyling.
Capadonna is on a lot of Iron Man, and it sounds like he's freestyling. It sounds like he's freestyling. And you
Well-
said it yourself, my brother. You said that at the end of the album on the Soul Controller, or I don't know if that's the Soul Controller or if it's Marvel, but they sound like they're doing some wild shit. Like it sounds like Bobby Digital, and Bobby Digital was all freestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah, but I think, like, I don't know. Yeah,
supposedly Winter Wars, Cabadonna's verse was a freestyle. He said it himself. I don't know how true that is.
But you could hear Capadonna freestyling. He says like 18 metaphors that's like one right after another. Everything is like. You could just tell. But I think you could tell you got is freestyling and on Knowledge Guard too on Cuban Linx.
I think you got freestyle on everything.
Yo, lyrically also, Purple Tape had Inspector Deck killing it.
That's one
thing. You know what I mean? And Nas as well on Verbal Intercourse. Well, some niggas killed that. Yo, Verbal Intercourse is probably the illest Jailhouse Projects track you're gonna hear, yo.
Verbal Intercourse is probably one of the best features I've ever heard. Yo, Nas
Ghostface goes
that's
in on some straight prison
that's
shit.
Lyrics right there. That's lyrics.
If you've been locked up, Ghostface is talking some shit, nigga.
Yeah.
And then Wu Gambinos too. They all spitting hard on Wu Gambinos, man.
Yeah. The funny thing about
man kills that shit.
That's the funny thing about Verbal Intercourse is that actually inspired Ghostface to write like crazy. He was like, when I heard Nas, he was like, yo, I gotta fucking write up. I gotta step it up. And that's what inspired him to fucking destroy everything. You know what I'm saying?
So everybody's agreeing that Cuban Linx had better features?
Shit, I mean, if you consider that Ghost kills more tracks than fucking Raekwon does on his own album, I would say so.
Plus the Nas feature.
Plus the Nas is immaculate.
Your man had Mary J.
It is. I mean, you're going to deny that?
No. That's one of the best beats, songs, verses. That's a fucking classic track.
Hell yeah. Black?
Yeah, I agree. Purple Tape for sure.
Better features?
Better features. Yep.
Kid?
Features.
Yeah, I agree, yo. But they come harder, man.
Yeah.
On Purple Tape, man. Like I said, Inspector Deck, Nas.
That's one thing too that I was telling Burns last week. Inspector Deck, man, he got to get the crown for like best intro verse always. Whenever he sets it off first, yo, he destroys it. You know what I'm saying?
He's like you, my nigga. He's like you.
The phonograph in hand.
Yeah, yo, on Guillotine, he kills it. On fucking when he comes on Triumph, Bomb Atomically. Yo, come on, man. Yo,
I was on the Quotable that year.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's
Assassination Day.
Hell yeah.
Assassination Day.
Hell yeah, he kills that shit.
Oh hell yeah, man. He's like,
we all died
through
at
the
night.
struggle.
Yeah.
The earth thought the rest I had on my chest through the struggle.
He starts off Cream. He starts off Cream.
Word, yo.
But just lyrically, the brother's dope. Because if we're going to step out of Wolf for a second, look how he murdered Above the Clouds. Gangstar.
Forget it.
That's a quotable right there in itself, man.
Inspector Deck's a slept-on... I don't know. A slept-on member of the Wu, would you say?
Not slept on.
A B level.
That's whack to say because he's dope lyrically. I don't think he slept on because he definitely has a following. The fact is that he's not as popular because of the kind of music that he makes. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't make mainstream music at all.
Or you know what? Timing could play a big factor because I think if he would have came out before he did, I think it would have been better for him.
Yeah, his album, his solo album dropped late
as hell,
right?
Because the bubble had already popped. Yep. Like it was already just spending label money.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. You could just tell it was subpar material. His album, you guys' album.
Well, by that time, the RZA wasn't as heavily involved as he was.
Exactly. And Mobilarity was kind of like.
Yeah, Mobilarity was fucking fooey, yo.
Yeah. So.
That shit flop, man. Unfortunately, Ghostface was the one that
it's the Wu sound. Unfortunately, you can't make the Wu sound without RZA, man. Without the Wu members, I mean, it just don't. It's, come on, man. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you can't recreate.
Yo, Burns, you guys says Buddha Palm on Ironman.
Does he?
In Winter Wars, he says Buddha Palm. That's my shit right there.
Hey, yo, Yo, VS, I'm convinced your man says Ray Katina, yo. Vern talking about
Nah,
Ray
nah.
continue to carry
You know
the fofo, nigga. Nah, man. It's Ray Katina, fam.
Ray Katina, man.
I know who you talking about, yo.
Soul motherfucker,
Yo,
man.
kid,
Katina
kid.
Cadillac. Ray
Kid.
Katina Cadillac.
Cars.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Salesman or some shit.
Yo, but he's mad clear when he says it.
Nah, yeah,
Nah,
bro.
not
I looked
clear-
it up, yo.
not
It
clear
says
enough, my
Ray
man.
continues to carry the fofo.
Yeah, you can hear that.
Nah, man.
Ray Katina.
Nah,
Yo, that
man.
the shit that be on license plates?
Yo,
Yeah,
that nigga,
it's a
that
dealership.
nigga Ray
It's a dealership.
Katina is cool with Mike Lavona.
Dealership.
Oh, shit.
They used to roll together. They
Italiano.
opened up the dealership together.
Landed out, banging a fat Milano.
Quick little plug.
Damn, Ray Katina.
Yo, Ray Katina, holla at us.
Man, it's Ray Continue.
Factory.
Fuck that. Now the fact that we remember these bars 20 something years after these albums came out, and they're like within us.
24 and 23.
4, 23.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yo.
shit don't even sound right.
Shit is.
I heard
feel
the
like it.
purple tape over and over and over and over in my mom's Honda. And you know how much I drove that shit. The Red Racer, you remember that shit,
I
bro?
remember that.
Yeah.
Everybody, hard, black.
Alright.
I know Twin was riding
Red
shotgun
Racer.
with the kids.
Hell yeah.
I
Yo,
remember
over
that
and
shit.
over. I just like Big said, yo, the tape rock to my tape pop.
Uh-huh.
Word. I was the same way in VA, man. I had to listen to that, man. I listened to that, Infamous, but that saved my life, yo. Purple Tape saved my life in VA. And then, like I said, when Ironman dropped, that's when I decided to move back. I was like, yo, I gotta come back.
Well, what I wanted to ask y'all was, what album do you consider to have more longevity? 'Cause,
Definitely, definitely
although
Purple Tape.
we're sitting here debating them because we
The
both.
fact that it's the purple tape. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the
I
fact
wish I
that
still had that shit.
I still have my Purple Tape.
No way. There's
Yeah,
no
I
way
still-
I'm gonna find this shit.
I still have it in the box. I know I
They
still have it.
had recently put out like a 25th anniversary.
Did
or
they?
maybe for the 20th
I have my
anniversary,
original
they
shit.
had put out like a couple limited edition purple tapes.
Yeah.
Like a
That's
whole
crazy.
little package and shit.
Yeah, I have my
That's
original
cool.
from
Damn, I
August.
would have liked to have gotten that shit.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I think you can still find it.
Probably on Amazon and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, but it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yo, on a totally separate note, I would have played that shit really to the tape pop, like I did with the BCD that we had
Mm-hmm.
with Teddy P on it. That shit popped, and I had to put it together with tape. I had to open up, get the reels back in, and then put that shit together with Scotch tape, and then put it back in. That was the hottest shit. The fact that the tape was purple even sets it apart, like from the others. Like it's just something. I don't know how to explain it, you know?
I can't lie. I always thought the CD of Iron Man was fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah. With the fucking with the body armor. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That
hell
shit
yeah.
was like, it's so descriptive as far as the sound, yo. Just
Yeah.
looking at that shit before you even hear it.
Yeah.
But
And
the
then-
fact that you refer to Cuban Linx as the purple tape, and real hip hop niggas know what you're talking about, or maybe you probably don't even have to really be into hip hop
Yeah.
to know
what
that.
it
It's
is.
just like it says everything to me about what it is, you know.
Right.
When the album got an alias, the nigga that's known universally, that's enough said, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, I thought it was a mistake, yo.
I remember you put me on. I remember Big
I
Bro
swear
put
to
me on.
God, yo.
I
thought
remember
it
Big
was a
Bro,
mistake.
put me on. I'm like, yo, but why? I was like 11 years old, nigga. You know, I'm like, why is it say purple? niggas like, I don't fucking know. I remember you made the analogy like, if I'm giving you 5 dimes of weed and there's 4 clear bags and 1 purple, you gonna go for the purple one.
Yeah.
Fact to me.
Yo,
Yeah,
just
you know, that's a good point.
a fun fact real quick for those that don't know.
Purple haze.
Purple Tape, the original title is only built for Cuban Linx niggas. But of course, they didn't want to throw that out there, so it's only built for Cuban Linx. With, if you look at the cover, you know, period. For those that
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
top
Oh, my man.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Oh,
baby boy.
Black's fun fact.
Dropping knowledge.
What's up, man?
Dropping jewels.
Black, yo, we should call that shit Black Fact.
Black fact. There you go.
Black Fact right there. Let's go.
Black
go.
facts.
There you go.
All right, so hands down, Cuban Linx wins longevity.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
agrees on
Purple
that.
tape. There you go. Says everything. Just the
Yeah.
purple tape.
All right. So, let's talk individual songs and what y'all would consider to be y'all favorites.
Go ahead, Tampa chapter.
Fuck you, first of all. My top 5, I got a top 5 for each with the honorable mentions.
Go ahead. Hold that.
I told y'all niggas was taking notes and making lists.
Let's
and-
do
Yeah,
top
yeah,
3.
yeah.
Let's do top 3. Top 3.
Nah, go ahead,
with my
kid. Go
top
ahead, kid. I just want to talk my notes.
Because I wrote it
Nigga
down.
said top 5.
All right, but
I
start.
wrote it down.
Well, hold on. Start with the purple tape and then go to Iron Man.
This is not even really in order as far as,
Yeah,
1
I
through
got
5, what's what, but it's just the top track.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
but like I
Incarcerated,
said,
Scarfaces,
okay,
Criminology, Rainy Days,
okay,
Verbal Intercourse, and Ice Cream.
nice.
Now, Can It Be, I didn't put because it's a remix. So I just thought that it'd be better to make room on the list for one of the other tracks over that one.
Okay.
But that is an honorable mention along with Wu Gambino's.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah, a lot of
But
them
I had to
was-
go.
You mentioned
I had to
the whole
go.
album.
I had to go. Rainy Days. I had to go. Verbal Intercourse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to go. Ice Cream.
Okay. Go
And
ahead.
then I was on the fence as far as Criminology, but just that Scarface intro alone.
Yeah, that's a big. That's a big like
Yo.
like. That's like Burns said. That's a big cinematic intro to a song and shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Probably the
I
best.
fuck with Glaciers of Ice heavy too, though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do too. But then Incarcerated Scarface
Hell
to me
yeah.
probably has the best snare in hip hop songs.
Yo, that's a dope.
I remember
sample too,
learning
yo.
how to hit
I know
the snare,
that
nigga,
sample too.
at your crib, Burns on the turntables, and that's the instrumental I was always used. That shit was easy as hell to catch.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's mad because it's only 4 bars. That's it. It's a 4-bar sample. It's a 4-bar beat. That's all it is. It's a 4-bar loop.
That's funny.
You know?
Damn it,
This
you
is
didn't
about
mention
some
North
classics,
Star.
though, man.
To me, North Star is one of the fucking top tracks. I
All
don't
right.
know. Something about,
Really?
yeah, something
Nah.
about the intro, the Papa Wu talking,
Yeah.
and the little knowledge that he drops
Yeah.
on him, or whatever it is that he says.
That's a
to
dope
him. Yo,
track.
I don't
That
know.
is a
That should
dope
be
track.
like.
It's definitely a dope track, but
not in
it's
my top
nowhere
tracks, bro.
near. It's nowhere near the top track
What about you,
to
bro?
me personally.
But we going off of each album or just?
Yeah, okay, so
Well, we're
yeah,
still
I
on
forgot.
Purple Tape.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're still on
purple,
purple.
just off the purple tape.
Yeah,
Okay.
top tracks on the Purple Tape.
All right.
ahead.
For me, my number 1 top track, which unfortunately didn't even make the album, which one day I'm gonna have to ask RZA what was that about. Rainy Days remix. That to me is the illest Purple Tape track I've ever heard. Like I said, I have no idea why it didn't make the album, but I love that shit.
I don't
That's
think
my
I've
number
ever
1.
heard that.
Yeah,
What the
it's
fuck are you talking
Remix?
about? Are you putting me on right now?
Rainy Days remix.
Yeah, dogs. Where
Yo,
Black.
where's this guy getting these black facts from? Yo?
Black Fact.
My nigga, my
Y'all
nigga leaves on vacay, come back, rejuvenated. Nigga with shit out the crate,
Y'all don't
nigga.
remember
Fucking Rainy Days remix? Are you
yeah,
kidding me? I
dog.
think we're putting the public on too. Yo, where can we find this, Black?
Y'all don't remember that go spit some shit on Fridays, get your fresh fade from Mo Betters represent. My style is in like Flynn. The guard stays very masculine. Some shit like that.
Word.
And it starts off with the sample of Rainy Days, and then it flips into Raekwon spitting the first verse, and then fucking Tony Starks just kills the last verse.
Oh, nah, I gotta look for this.
Yeah. That to me is by far like the illest
I
song.
think I've heard
Oh, that, yeah, I've heard that
I
before.
love that
Yeah,
shit, bro. Yeah, but
Yeah.
alright, so that's the number 1 to me.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Well, y'all gonna have to look it up for yourselves.
Yeah, I
All right,
remember
but
that.
that's
shit,
not
though.
even on the LP, fam. So don't come with your,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, nah. You gotta
Fuck
come
out
with
of here, yo.
the shit
I
that's
hate to
on
be
what
there.
actually
technical
made-
and shit,
alright,
but
what actually
you
made the
swear,
album,
dog.
if y'all gonna stick me to that with what actually made the album, motherfucking, in no particular order, of course. Verbal Intercourse, Ice Cream without a friggin' doubt, and probably Wu Gambinos, man.
So not the original Rainy Days?
Nah, I take the remix over it. And I'm just going off of top 3, by the way. I'm not even going into 5. I'm just going off of 3.
This guy.
What about you, Mook? What you got?
All right, so let me hold on a second.
Oh, you gotta whip out your notes.
My top 5 on Cuban Linx gotta be. We'll start with progression. Rainy Days. Glaciers of Ice. And I remember the video to that shit. It was the old lady from Don't Be a Menace or some shit, ain't it? And she's in the fucking Cadillac.
The grandma?
And she by,
Yeah.
the grandma. She's like riding. Cause it was part of that soundtrack, if I'm not mistaken. The
That's
movie
Winter
came
Wars.
out.
Yeah, you're talking about Winter Wars.
Nah, that was Glaciers of Ice.
Nah, Winter Wars was part of the soundtrack, not Glaciers of Ice.
Okay, all right. So maybe I'm mistaken, but
Yeah.
Glaciers of Ice is my shit.
Yeah.
Verbal Intercourse. Verbal Intercourse.
Go ahead.
That's how many?
That's it. That's top 3.
4. That's okay. And Ice Cream though. Honorable mention. Wu Gambino.
Damn, we're only doing 3. I put a bunch of.
Oh, no. I thought I might have heard 3.
Right.
No, I got a fucking top 10.
Yeah,
out
I
of
got.
18.
And also,
Yeah.
All right, go ahead,
The whole
bro.
album
Down
is
10
shit.
tracks.
All right, go ahead,
whole
bro.
album was
On
the
Purple
whole
Tape,
album.
what you got?
Oh, if my
On Purple Tape.
my
On
top
Purple
10,
Tape. Whatever you got on Purple Tape.
I got them in order.
Damn.
5. Do
Criminology.
5. I did 5.
Yeah, do
Oh,
5.
okay,
Don't go
five.
with
Yeah,
My
do
top
5.
5. Glaciers of Ice, number 1 for sure. Rainy Days, Mos Def. Wu Gambinos, Mos Double Def. North Star, because of that intro. That's 4. And I'll go with. Damn, I think I'll go with. Wow, that's a tough one. Probably Can It Be Also Simple, the remix, because I like the story that the whole story element of it.
Yeah.
And I like.
Yo, you pick.
I think the beat is switched up, right, from the
It's-
original.
It's the same. It's the same bass sample and the same drum
But it's
pattern.
not the same beat.
But it's it's a little
Flipped over.
different.
It's
yeah.
a little flip
Yeah, it's
different.
just
RZA flipped it. RZA
Yeah,
flipped
so
it.
my
RZA
5th
flipped it.
one will be the remix of Can It Be Also Simple.
Yeah.
Yo, you picked 4 different tracks than me. Yo, that's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, that shows you that album what it is, yo.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I had a top 10 out of
Yeah,
18. That's what I.
Yo,
separate.
Glaciers of Ice.
Yo, Glaciers of
Oh,
Ice.
yeah, you have-
drums
you have
is
4
so
different ones.
fire to me.
Hold on.
I love that fucking beat, bro. Glaciers of Ice, that's one of my favorite beats. And like I said, that was the first song I heard off the album. That was on the first Clash shit. I remember him scratching it, and
And you know,
that set the tone for what I was expecting and what I got for the album, for that album.
you know what's hot about it too, Burns? That how my brother was saying that Ghostface is like mad memorable on every track.
Yeah.
That's the track that he's like, my seeds marry his seeds.
Yeah.
That's how we keep Wu-Tang money all up in the family.
Yep.
And I
Yo,
think it
that
has,
shit, like, it struck a chord with me. I was like, yo, these niggas is on some other shit, man.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a classic bar, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that shit always stood out to me, too.
Isn't the intro of Glacier of Ice when he's talking about
The Clarks.
Yo, I'm a rock niggas.
I'm a rock niggas this summer. I'm a kill niggas with Clarks.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to add.
blue
Also,
cream.
you know, as far as, you know, how trendy
Skits.
it is. He's putting his little Wallaby swag out there and shit.
Right. Yeah, we gonna get
You know
into
what I
skits
mean?
sure enough, man.
And he does a continuation on the album for Ironman. Like, that's where he even shows you
Yeah.
what he was trying to do.
Yeah, on the actual
Well,
cover.
while
and
we're on
shit.
Cuban
On the cover.
Links, let's discuss the skits because I think the skits are more Ghostface heavy.
On Cuban Linx?
Yeah, on Cuban Link. I
Yeah,
think he
that's-
controls
Yeah,
the skits more.
I mean, just well, the intro's not a skit, but just with the intro to the remix, B. he's the one that gets blasted.
Yeah, that one.
You know what I mean? And he's the one with the spot.
You could argue that Purple Tape is Ghostface debut
the shit
album.
where they this big.
The skit with the Clarks is about him.
Yeah.
The skit with the feel like somebody gonna get burnt tonight.
Yeah. Oh, right before Spot Rushes.
It's too hot at night and shit. You know what I mean?
That's more his.
That's right before Spot
Rushes. Shark niggas.
Yeah.
He's more vocal.
Yeah, he's the one that's basically bringing it to big. Because if you listen to it, Ray is just pretty much laughing in the background.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Ray's instigating more than anything, but he's actually calling them out.
Yeah,
you feel me? And I play all that into a little bit into the lyrical aspect of the argument. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all verbal shit that they coming out with. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, you could argue that Purple Tape is Ghostface debut album.
All right, but not to leave the skit too quickly, because I know Black been waiting to talk about the skit.
Hell yeah, man.
Black, what do you feel about the skit as being our number one Biggie correspondent? What caused it?
Yeah.
How do you react to it?
First of all, I took that shit personal, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, I love Big. And yo, as much as I love, Ghostface and Ray, I took that personal because it's like, yo, I personally to this day don't even see how the comparison about, niggas bit off a Nas joint. Where? Ironman,
the album covers.
The album cover.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that. What? Because Nas had his young picture where Biggie put a baby on it. How the fuck is that biting, bro? If he would have put a baby face or some shit, whatever, but he put a whole baby on it. It's like, come on, man. I never put a whole baby. That shit. Sorry. That's one. And, two, Biggie had the top spot, so it's only right that somebody was going to soon enough come out talk shit.
Wait. Go back to the CD cover. You don't think it's nothing about...
I promise you, I honestly, and not because
Because it's a face versus a whole baby?
Yep. I promise you I'm not even being biased, but I honestly don't see the correlation,
What
brother,
if it
to
was
this
a
day.
piece of chicken versus a whole chicken?
That's different, bro.
Stupid.
Dog, I do not believe that, that had anything to do with it. Because, if you even want to...
No, but you don't see where someone could argue that,
that it's similar?
I honestly don't.
It's somewhat biting?
For one, if you want to, get deeper into Ready to Die real quick, and I'm just going to make this statement real quick. With the intro to Ready to Die, right? Whereas, Biggie being born and all that, with his pops, his mother, and then his pops talking shit to his mother and then leaving his life, whatever. That's the beginning of life. That's a baby. And he's talking about ready to die. We got to be born before we die. You know what I'm saying? Ready to die. The baby. He's born. It's a whole new life. So, it's fitting, in my opinion, with the title of the album and, where Big was going with it. But I honestly don't see the correlation between Nas's album cover and Biggie's. Never did. Not just because I'm a fan, but I don't.
Does anybody think it could be considered biting?
Yeah, it could definitely be considered biting.
Does anybody think it was biting?
It's like this. If Biggie put it out, he wanted to put it out, fuck it. Like, nigga, I wanted to put my shit out. Yeah, you had a whole chicken. You had a chicken wing. I put a whole fucking chicken, nigga. That's it. So what?
I always interpreted Ghostface calling him out as if he felt that Biggie was portraying that baby as himself. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
because
obvious,
you could tell that it's Nas. You could tell that it's Nas's face.
Yeah.
But you don't really know if that's Big. But I interpreted it as Ghost felt like Big was putting that baby like it was him on the cover.
Yeah.
But that's
why it was.
That is him.
That is him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's the whole point. He did the same thing. The problem is that he did it with his theme of the album matches. So that's what I'm saying. He had to use it because the album is called Ready to Die. And if he's being born, obviously, all right, so what? Now use a baby picture of him in the project. I'm going to use a baby picture of me fucking with an afro when I was growing up in BK. So what?
But that's what I love.
But so what?
That's what I love about our era, that something like that so minute could be considered biting.
Yeah.
That's how original you had to be. That's why I always said that these new niggas, like, you don't understand, like, even by your name,
Yeah.
Niggas is trash.
You wouldn't get a chance be in a cipher with these niggas if your name was whatever, because I don't want to pull nobody out. You know what I'm saying?
Cipher. Them niggas don't know what a cipher is, man.
But a nigga like Drake or Jay Electronica Flash Night said they are. Them names just sound funny. Like, yo, you just sound funny. Like, sound corny, nigga. You can't even be allowed in here right now. What is your name again? What is your name? No, I'm sorry, buddy. Come again. You feel me? So that's what I love, because something you could argue that is not even biting, niggas not only consider it biting, they calling niggas out.
Yeah.
And then I heard the story. What was the A&R, the nigga Matt? I think it was Mateo.
Yeah, for Big.
You know how Big came up to him like, yo, how you let these niggas get on the album? And diss me. Like, how what Sweet's not supposed to know that that's me they talking about? And that Mateo was like, yo, so that's what I'm supposed to do now? Tell niggas what they got and what they want to put on their albums? I wouldn't tell you what to put on your album. You ever heard that? The A&R, the Mateo, the white boy?
Nah.
Get the fuck out of here. Y'all never heard that shit?
No, honestly,
he never told me.
Yeah, nah.
Word, yeah. He was the A&R. I think he pushed out both them albums.
Nice.
So I'm not. Maybe I'm.
But back to skits.
Yeah, you know what?
Or back to the skit, Black. Was that your whole take on such an offensive and heinous act?
Such
a violation?
And just to add to that, matter of fact, because as you know, Nas, did a song where he explained the whole situation with Ray, Ghost, and them, not liking Big. He also spit on his song, Nas' song. He says that they felt that he was using their slang, and I honestly don't feel that Biggie was ever talking Wu Gambino slang or Wu Gang, Wu slang, period. So I honestly do not see where that whole thing. I honestly feel that it was more Tony Stark's, seeing that he had the top spot and he had to go for the top dude. That's how it is, bro. They just got to go for the top man.
Was there ever an example given of what they claimed Biggie was biting?
Nah, but
Of course, it was the album, man. Come on.
First the album, but then, like I said, Nas talks about the slang too, in his song.
Well, because don't they also in the skit say niggas want to use your words before you use them?
They want to flip it and bounce it,
flip them and all that shit.
Yeah, so nobody knows what words he was talking about.
Oh yeah, I think he said moving silence and violence. Like was that? Damn, I don't know if it was after or before. Nah, it had to be before. It was something that he did. I think, on Master Flex. Matter of fact, the 60 Minutes of Funk. I think they used his beats or some shit. I don't know.
They did use a Wu-Tang beat.
I don't know if it was before that, though. I don't know if that dropped before. I don't know exactly, but there was a couple of instances that they called them out. They called them out on Cuban Linx and on Wu-Tang Forever. And that's the RZA talking on Wu-Tang Forever.
Yeah, but...
but he's calling out Puffy, I think, on Wu-Tang Forever.
Same difference. Is the camp. Is Wu versus Bad Boy at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but I don't think he'd be sitting on Biggie 3 years later, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he calls them out. Same difference, bro. Camp versus camp.
All right. Anything else to add on?
Nah, as far as the skit, yeah. But, like I said, I love Ghost. I love Ray. But, I took it personal. So I'll just leave it like that. Thought he was talking to me and shit. Like, what? I'm going to come see you in Staten Island, God.
All right. So, Ironman, favorite songs. Top 5 Ironman songs. Let's start with Black Attack this time.
All right. I'm gonna stick to 3.
My bad. Top 3.
Yeah, Fish. I love Fish. You know what?
I bet you do, you dirty motherfucker. Bacalao eating me.
That Peru seafood, man.
Camay.
Parihuela.
Camay, Fish, and you know what? I love what's the second one? The one that has the intro about Wildflower.
Wildflower, yeah.
Love it. Love that.
Wildflower.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, all three of those are on my top whatever. I think I got a 10 for.
The ones that you said.
I love the intro. It sets the tone for the song so dope, yo. Cause that reminds me of a chick talking to me like that, like, you know. What's your name? And my man just tell him that's because you're dealing with dishes, like chunks.
Yo, I thought that was the funniest shit. That bitch is like, that was the best fucking I ever had.
Exactly.
Y'all ever seen that movie?
Exactly.
Y'all ever seen that movie where they got that from?
That's from the Mac?
Nah, that's from JD's Revenge.
Oh.
With Louis Gossett Jr. and shit.
Gotta love it.
Yo,
bro.
that bitch really says that was the best fucking I ever had. You got a name, sugar?
Yeah.
Like, damn, bitch.
Yeah,
That nigga must have
I
had
got
the ill
business
Mac
to take care
get you out some drawers. You don't know his name.
Yo, and then my man, and then she talking about, yo, that's my old man. And he so calmly says, you better talk to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Nah, he says it smooth. He says it like, I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
like, I don't give a fuck. Go talk to that fool.
Yo, y'all gotta watch
Nah,
that
but
movie.
then he's like, she's like, that's the best fucking ever. He's like, that's because you've been dealing with that ish.
No. Nah, what he says, because, yo, years later, J-Kid, I finally caught it. He says to her, that's because you're dealing with dishes like chumps.
No, man.
Yeah, man, that's what he says,
Watch
bro.
the movie. What he says is that's because you're dealing with Ace. That's it. That's what he called himself.
He does
Ace.
not say, yo, that's 'cause
Watch
you're
the
dealing with
movie. I
Ace.
watched the movie. You're
Brother,
gonna tell me
he
you haven't
says,
seen the movie?
That's because you're dealing with chumps. Dishes, B. Like,
Nah, man. Don't
Anyway,
listen
he's
to
like,
this idiot.
he's like,
Don't listen to
you
this
better
idiot,
go
yo.
talk to him all smooth and shit.
Everybody
Exactly.
out there in the world, do not listen to this
Yo,
guy. Go
he-
watch the
she
movie
clear-
and you'll
he
see what I'm
clearly
talking
says,
about. Go
"That's 'cause
watch
you dealing with
JD's
dishes."
Revenge and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go
For
watch
those
the
that
movie.
don't know
kid.
what the fuck a dish is what
Yeah,
women,
everybody
you know,
knows what a
okay,
dish is.
All right, yeah.
All right,
Whatever,
so
but-
Wildflower, Fish, and Cammy.
yeah,
for
there
Black.
you go. Mm-hmm.
Mook, top 3, Iron Man.
Real quick, he does say that shit mad smooth though. Like, you better go talk to him.
Damn, we only doing top 3? God damn, man, you killing me.
He sound like Biggie, and I got a story to tell.
Yeah, word.
About shit, get talk to him,
Right?
do the fuck to him.
Real smooth and shit.
Oh man, oh shit. So top 3. All right, top 3. Let's go. All right, we're gonna say Assassination Day. I fucking love that song.
That's
bro.
one. That's the one. That's in my
You
list.
talk about sonically crisp. That shit got so many instruments and the beat is so hard. Yo, I listen to that shit every time I put in the CD.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Wow.
Assassination Day is not on my list.
Nah, that's a good
Okay,
song,
okay.
yo.
I'm gonna keep it pushing though. That's you got a different.
And
different
Ghostface is not on that song.
All right, go ahead. That's
Ah,
Yeah.
that's a good fact.
wow, that's
Right
a good
facts.
assessment.
My man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ghost is not
shit.
on that song.
All right. And then honorable mention, of course, is Wildflower. That's my shit. But when you talk about top 3, it's gonna be I wanna say Winter Wars, because Winter Wars is just so dope. It's got that same feel like Glaciers of Ice.
Capadonna's
the
verse,
beat is
man.
just so yeah, man. And then my favorite shit of all, it could be even of both albums. It could be. The only thing fucking with it is also Simple Remix, but Motherless Child is my fucking shit. Like, that's the top shit on Iron Man. I think.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
They ain't
That's
nothing
different. Okay.
fucking with
Nah,
that
yeah,
shit.
that's a fucking deep song. See, that's what I mean about Ghost. That's a song that I don't think Raekwon could have ever made.
Yeah.
No way. That shit was hard, man.
Yeah.
And that's all Ghost. Because Raekwon spit the first verse, and then the second one just eclipses it. It's like his track sounds like a solo track, even though Raekwon spit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How about you, J Kid? Top 3.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Motherless Child is definitely on there. Cammy and Fish. So my 3. Word up.
Million Fish.
Those are probably the 3 hottest beats. Honorable mention 260. I love 260.
The
I
story.
think Ray
yo.
rips it.
Hell yeah.
I think Ray rips it. Iron Maiden 2D.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, yo, I almost broke my neck the other day. Fucking bottom of my head, yo.
Yeah, that's all 3 of them. That's Ray, Ghost, and Kappa. All them
But
talking
yeah,
that.
but top 3 gotta be Motherless Child, Fish, and Cammy, yo.
All right.
Right.
What you got there, Bundy?
Cammy.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Everybody knew you was gonna say that,
Yeah.
damn it.
I think we should do top 5, man. We still got a little bit of time,
Smooth
man.
as hell. Yep.
Cammy 3 times.
Yo,
nah.
Cammy is smooth as hell. What's happening,
Yeah.
Brown Sugar? Say you
Cammy
look so
for
good today.
Sheezy. Wildflower for Sheezy. Which is funny because they're like opposite ends of the same spectrum.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, which is funny. That's kind of what I was saying earlier, bro.
And I'm gonna go with Daytona 500, bro. That
Oh, wow.
that shit is fucking still so dope to me. I was listening to it today, and you know that's a sample that's been used mad fucking times.
That's Bob James, Nautilus.
But yo, that shit is just fire, bro. Still, like to this day, the bounce, the vibe, the fucking lyrics.
But that's an example of what I was saying before. All right, that's one of the songs that could have actually went on Purple Tape because it has the lo-fi Wu-Tang sound with that sample.
Yeah.
Listen to the drums and
That's
shit.
a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
That song could have actually been on Purple Tape.
Daytona 500?
Yeah.
That shit sounds
Really?
good on Iron Man.
Really? I think
That's
it's
my
I
top
think it is on Iron Man just because of the comic book theme. Like they used the whole B-Racer theme, didn't they?
Yeah, for the video. For the video.
Nigga, I still go fast every time I pump that shit. I start racing motherfuckers.
No doubt.
How about you, kid?
I got damn, it's fucked up that we got to break it down to 3, but fuck y'all, I'm gonna say 5. Nah, I got Wildflower because Wildflower's amazing, man. That song, you could feel his emotion. Like you could tell he was literally fucked up because his bitch cheated on him, yo. You know what I'm saying? The way he spit the shit, he's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah. That's
I feel like somebody died or shot your old earth.
Yeah,
that's a perfect example of Ghost emitting.
And another dope,
pure emotion.
like, and another, like, this is another example why I would prefer Iron Man. The genius behind the fact, the lyricism, obviously, and then he incorporated a lot of 5%, knowledge and shit.
Yeah.
And the thing about that song is it's the second song on an album that has 17 songs on it. And he says it happened late night on February 17th. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, that shit is fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people don't know that shit. A lot of people wouldn't get that. You know what I mean? But it's just like how they incorporate all the numerology and shit into their rhymes and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Wildflower was like,
That shit was a coincidence.
nah, for real. He said that shit.
So that's one, Wildflower.
Wildflower, I gotta go with definitely Camé, cause that is like my man Black said, it's just smooth and shit. All That I Got Is You. That's a personal song of mine. Like I have that. I hold that song like personal in my heart and shit. I love that song.
Yeah, I think every cat from our era got that special attachment.
Hell yeah, man. That should. And then what this guy
Another example of Ghostface. And
and then also like you said about North Star, the intro, Papa Wu's outro on this song, what he says, that shit is dope, yo.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
True that.
So talking about the boy you are made you the man you become and shit.
Yeah.
That shit is dope, yo. So definitely that song. So those are my top 3, and then my honorable mention I'd have to say, damn, it's between Fish and Daytona. You know what I'm saying? It's between those two, but those are definitely 2 bangers and shit. And
All right.
Fish is the only track that's not produced by the RZA on Iron Man and shit.
So, to take a quick survey, which album had more bangers?
I mean,
Quickly.
Depends on what you consider a banger.
In your personal opinion, whatever you consider a banger.
yeah, that's tough.
Purple Tape to me, yo.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Like you could probably say there's no tracks on Iron Man that equate to Ice Cream. The impact that track had. Excuse me, the video, the idea behind it, the big
Yeah.
detas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ice cream flavors and all that.
Gotta love that. Genius of
feel me?
Well, that goes back to marketing and shit. Yeah, but
gotta love it.
there's and we spoke about this earlier. Like tracks cancel each other out. Because if you say there's no song like Ice Cream on Iron Man, there's no song like All That I Got Is You on Cuban Linx.
Exactly.
True. Those two, you're right. I was just thinking that. Those cancel out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, All That I Got Is You, you got to be, me anyway, I got to be honest with myself and admit that it's a mood killer. It's not a track I can hear every day or every time the album is on.
Yeah.
Like Ice Cream. You feel me? That's what, that's a variable I have to consider on. I have to consider, you feel me? Because sometimes that shit comes on and I'm like, whoa, no, we're not there. But I never do that with Ice Cream. You feel me? So they do cancel each other out, but I'll hear Ice Cream 20 times before I hear, All That I Got Is You twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
that was just a quick comparison.
It's funny that you say that about Ice Cream, because I would compare it to Camé. You know what I mean? That's a song for the women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not on the same level.
More of an equal comparison.
Right, it's not on the same level. But
that's
yeah, I mean, I think that's the only similarity is that it's about women.
Yeah.
Ice Cream developed a cult following. Ice Cream developed a cult following, and it became slang terminology.
Ice Cream
for sucking titties. Ice Cream. I'm about to get that ice cream.
No, Ice Cream.
Exactly.
Ice Cream was a monster.
Saying?
You know.
Come on, man. Ain't nothing touching that shit. Baby,
and it's Method Man too. You feel me? Method Man had a lot to do with being the sex symbol behind Wu-Tang. You feel me?
Yeah.
Bitches love Method Man. But as grimy as he looked in his METHOD video, but there was something about a bitch's love. So him on the hook, and I think he was the one in the fucking ice cream truck driving the truck. Was like, yo, you know that's it. That's when they was really on with the whole. You know what I mean?
That whole concept was crazy. Is that really a Mr. Softy sample?
Nah. That's Earl Clue. That's the name of the sample. The name of the artist.
Because I remember when Black came with the CD and we played it, I think we were saying that, like, yo, it sounds like an ice cream truck.
Nah, it's Earl Clue. I think it's the Sounds of Love or some shit like that. Some bullshit like that. But it's Earl Clue. That's definitely the artist.
Hell yeah.
So everybody is more or less in agreement that Cuban Linx had more
bangers. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I that's what I say. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, most likely, most likely, yeah.
But it also outnumbered it by 2. But anyway,
Cuban Linx had 2 more tracks.
Yeah. Cuban Linx had 18. Iron Man had 16. Yeah. Okay, but to wrap up, including all the factors, production, features, bars, impact, longevity, the favorite songs, on a one-on-one versus the Purple Tape in one corner, Iron Man in the other corner. We're going to go from left to right. What album do you take? Starting with Harv.
I mean, after listening to these albums these last couple weeks, I've been driving myself nuts. And I have to stay with Iron Man. I'm going to stay with my original pick.
All right, Iron Man. Black.
And this takes nothing away from Ray or the Purple Tape, because I love that Die Hard.
Me neither.
But I have to go with Iron Man.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, it takes nothing away from Purple Tape or Ray, because I love the album. It brings me back to when I was young.
Yep.
Takes me to my childhood. Even
Purple
with Iron
Tape
Man,
held me down in VA.
Catching on to it later after the fact that it dropped. I just think it's Iron Man for me.
Wow, I'm a little surprised. Mook, what album you take?
Crazy! I'm so surprised right now.
For real, right?
It feels like it's gonna be an upset. What the fuck? Man, I'll always and forever am gonna stick with the Purple Tape no matter what. I'll make a quick point. just from the simple fact what my twin was saying about the two bangers that towards the end of the album. All That I Got Is You and Ice Cream, and it even goes out kind of on that kind of a note. Like Ironman ends kind of like on a down note, because the next couple of tracks, whether or not they're fresh, they're not as lively as what Cuban Linx album ends on, because after Ice Cream comes Wu Gambino's. Then you can argue Heaven or Hell is like mediocre, but I think that fucking track is dope. I think it's dope as hell. Well, you know, like on the feel of what it is, it's more downer, or more like a downer track.
Yeah, it's
you
a
know
downer track,
but,
right?
But it's fucking flavor, man. It's flavor. The whole album starts flavor and ends flavor the same way, man. Purple Tape, hands down. It's a legacy, bro. It's a legacy.
All right, J Kid, one album. Who you got?
Again, I want to say that one is 1, the other is 1A. Like I said, or like Big Bro said, one is Godfather 1, the other is Part 2. You could argue, and I wouldn't be mad which one you pick. I'm going to go with the Purple Tape, because probably just because of that fact that we call it the Purple Tape. That's not even the name of the album. You know, like I was telling you earlier, Burns, nothing is in a vacuum. Nothing that we, in life. Everything is, situational and with variables. So with that said, the motion picture that Purple Tape is, I think it's more real. It's like real life. They're reflective on the intro, and then they're reckless on Criminology, sniffing coke, and then on fucking the remix, Can It Be, they're more reflective again, he's talking about he got shot, I should have stayed in Job Corps, and now I'm an outlaw, and then Ray is like, no more weed mixed with coke, I wash my mouth out with soap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then later on, they're like, oh, my Al Capone, Al Pacino niggas, let's celebrate a sip for Ace. It's like, it's back and forth, but that's how life is. Sometimes you're like, I ain't touching that shit no more. And then you're like, yo, I'm gonna kill this bitch. Let's go get a fucking gram or two, nigga, so I don't have to go to jail tonight.
Yo, my brother, you all right? You need to hang out? We could go drink a 40 and get an 8-ball right now.
It's like, chill. Not tonight, nigga. Tomorrow I'm gonna feel different. But that's for real. That's how I feel it is. They're reckless, they real, they relentless, they reflective, and it's just real. It's a motion picture. It's like a Picasso, be like, yo. It's funny because he tried to do a Part 2, which wasn't even that bad. You feel me?
Nothing, whatever.
Nah.
No way.
Exactly. It can't touch it, but, I gotta go with the Purple Tape. For as much as I loved Ironman, I felt like they were being more creative and pushing it to more where I like the flow of Purple Tape. It was just about them and shit they were going through in life. You know what I mean? Wow. So that'll be my vote. Yeah, man.
All right, so we got
plus summer '95. Like all that, all those variables you just.
Yeah.
It might be a tie lyrically and music-wise, but just some extra oomph that Purple Tape brings, I got to give it to it.
Right.
Came out, dropped summer '95. There's no more iconic season or year or time frame or era,
Yeah. So we got 2 for Purple Tape and 2 for Ironman. What you got there?
It falls on me.
It falls on you. The de facto.
Uh-oh.
I don't build up the drama. I'm going Purple Tape.
Whoa!
Purple
shit! He came over to this side.
At the beginning of the
we swayed him.
in the chat, the original, I went with Iron Man. But then after going through the categories,
wow,
Cuban Link outnumbers Ironman because album quality, to me is a tie. Production, I told you, goes to Cuban Link. Features, because of Nas, goes to Cuban Link. Bars, it's close, but you just remember shit from Cuban Link that from Wu Gambino's, you remember bars from fucking Incarcerated Scarfaces, you remember bars. Everybody remembers the bars from Ice Cream.
Verbal intercourse.
Verbal intercourse. The Rainy Days. The Impact, obviously, Cuban Link. Longevity, again, Purple Tape. Favorite songs, Kame wins, hands down, above all. Number one. There is no competition with Kame. But Rainy Days is so close that it cancels it out. And then you got Glaciers of Stars. Wu Gambino's ain't nothing fucking with that. Ice Cream ain't nothing fucking with that. Incarcerated Scarfaces. Criminology. The remix, Can It Be Also Simple? Like, this is just so many songs.
Crazy. Yeah.
And
we had the only. Remember, we was arguing all those points with you, and you kept going for Iron Man, and I'm arguing like, yo, I was turning purple in the face actually. Purple face. Like,
my man, Purple Face. Yo, I forgot to mention, Burns. I forgot to mention that I also do skip Poisonous Darts most times on Iron Man. And I don't really skip anything on Purple Tape. As well as Can It Be So Simple, not because I don't like it, but because of the way the track is. And that's not knocking it, but it's two more skits that I have on Iron Man that I don't have on Cuban Link.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But no, man, Cuban Link. And I love Iron Man. I love Motherless Child. I love All That I Got Is You. I love the emotions. I love the Wildflower because it got the anger in it. Daytona 500, that beat to me is crazy. But Cuban Link set a standard, had many imitators, is heralded. Classic is like an understatement. Everything from the art of it, the marketing, the longevity,
even the album cover. Like, you never saw an album cover like that with the uppercase and lowercase lettering blended, and smoke coming off of Raekwon's face. I mean, off of Raekwon's head on the top. That shit look weird. It look crazy. Like, yo, what these niggas doing?
Yeah, that
it look dusty for real.
Nah, and then the jacket inside, showing that nigga cooking and shit. That shit was pretty,
The art of it, the marketing of it, just everything was executed and timed perfectly before the album, leading up to it, the release, then the videos after. The marketing of Ice Cream is like, that shit's gonna be around for forever.
Just a masterpiece. Yeah. I guess hands down, at the end of the week, at the end of the year, Purple Tape is a masterpiece, and I can't quite say that about Iron Man.
Yeah. As close as it is.
Iron Man is so close, though.
It's very close. Maybe 1% off. Maybe 98%.
Yeah. Maybe two more bangers where, they did something different. Maybe. I don't even know. Like, I can't even call it. You could even argue Kame, Burns, being that that's your favorite track on Iron Man. That could have been on Cuban Linx easily because it's like a minimalist beat, like a dope little sample. That shit's dope. But
like arguing
on whatever. That's just like that's just the shit. That's a forever.
It's like arguing to me the Jordan 3s and the 4s, yo.
You know what?
Exactly. Because tomorrow Iron Man could have won.
Yeah. You know what? If I could just ask a question, would y'all's opinion have been different if Iron Man would have dropped first versus the Purple Tape? Only because for me, Purple Tape brings such fond memories because of the year and time that it dropped. Where if Iron Man would have came out at that time of year, you know, maybe it would have been different. I don't know. That's just something I was.
Yeah,
That's a great question.
That's
a great
I
question,
think that would have caused
that would have influenced. Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
Maybe
Timing
influenced
of
it,
it
but
is a
not
factor.
swayed me probably because it wasn't that far off as far as time anyway.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
was a
it was
good
a
year
year.
plus.
But 95 and 96 were different years, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean-
it
Summer
was a
95
whole-
was the best summer of, I think, on record.
Yeah.
You know.
Summer 2G.
And
was
then
pretty
summer
good, though.
97 too. Summer 97.
But yeah, that
But,
definitely had. That's definitely one of the variables that I include in it because timing is everything in life,
Mhm.
and that's
For sure.
that's what I said. That shit came out August 1st, 95, nigga. Like, you just going back in my mind. You know what I mean? Just going
You had
back
to
in
be
my
there.
mind
Yep.
is insane. You know what I mean?
With all the great music that was out at the
All
time
right,
too. You know.
So, Purple Tape wins 3-2.
Yeah.
Woo! Factory.
Thank you everybody for participating. Thank you everybody for listening. Let's go around with y'all sign-offs. Black, hit us with the sign-off.
Black Dawn, aka just Black. That's it.
Had a lot of fun.
Black facts.
Black facts. Look out for that.
Oh shit, yo, what up, man? It's VS to the OP, aka Halves. Just here signing off, man. Listen, subscribe. You know what I mean? Follow, like, comment. We got you. All right, we'll be back. Burns.
Yo, Mook, go ahead.
Yeah, family. Thank you for listening again and joining us. Well, man, we do this all day, man.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
it.
It could have gone longer.
Well, I'll talk for the rest of the week. I don't give a fuck, man. But I'm glad we came to a consensus. That Purple Tape won, man. I feel like I was able to convince my mans after, like, you know, I'm a debate fucking specialist, so I don't make as many good points as I should, but I know how I feel in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And no love lost for Ironman, man. That's another album that also shaped my life as well. You know, I can't have one without the other, and vice versa. And I might fucking wanna get rid of Cuban Linx and listen to just Ironman after a while, because I don't want to be in those rainy things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, we like the Wu-Tang, so we got other motherfuckers that y'all never heard. Keep tuning
We
in.
got more motherfuckers.
Keep tuning in. One love, baby.
All right, J Kid.
Yo, my niggas, listeners, appreciate y'all. Feedback is welcome. It's J Kid. My fellas, keep it real. My ladies, keep it tight, man. Be blessed.
True.
All right, peace, y'all. To my brothers in Florida, thank y'all for checking in. There's always love.
Word. It
To
was
my
fun.
brothers in the studio, thank y'all for being here.
We'll do it again.
And to everybody listening, always remember to carry yourself with honor and pride. The Great American Hip Hop Debate, episode 2. Thank y'all for listening. Hit my music.
Welcome to the Great American Hip Hop Debate.
This last breath, 2 takes. Cause that's all it takes. 2. Last breath. Yo, I'm Thug, right? FS, 2 guns plus a shitty ass attitude. Wreck your club night, and I still perform. Then wreck the bar. Nigga, fuck your squad. I rap with 1 mic. You better study what you rapping about. I break and enter through the back of your house. A week later, and I'm back in your house. So what the fuck is all they yapping about? These niggas, bitch, they gon' piss and ain't nice. You just cowards. Leaned over on the side of your whip with gunpowder. You smell me, I smell you too. K9 with a Tech 9. Sniff you out like 8 lines. You pussy ass niggas never live my life. So why would you think that you can live through it twice?
I'm like the Marlon Brando of the hip-hop era. I stay lounging, going flip-flops wherever, but ain't pussy. Nigga, we could box whenever. Your mans will dash like Dane when I rock you. fella. The spot's locked till a nigga come around, that's better. Or till they lay me to rest and put blood on my sweater. Last breath, read the name on my fitted and leather. Two-piece like pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. Lightweight nigga, but don't take me light. I never ran from a fight, Pops raised me right. I throw dirt in your eyes and I might just bite. Mike Tight style, down with this iron mic. Hey yo, I strap up my Timbs and I tie him tight before I leave my crib. Tonight could be the night like Redman. Trying to be no dead man walking. I'm up late night like a bread van working, nigga.
Real niggas come a dime a dozen. Blame my attitude on the loss of grandma and my cousin. Plans for the top, but homie, I ain't budging. That's why I can't stop till a nigga really buzzing. Last breath, we won't stop at just local. It's blueprints for worldwide, even though I'm antisocial. Highs on the prize, but I'm out for meals. Fuck your G's. Broke ass rappers is my pet peeve. Keep a business attitudes, advice from SK. Plus aim and spray, cause LBE don't play. Grabbed the mic in 2003 and now I'm here to stay. New York, the new Jerusalem, broke laws, so why not rules? The newest ghetto author and I got something to prove. The breath is in the building, yeah, I'm going bananas. Shot blocker, use a cock rocker. Check the inside of my closet, look like Foot Locker. Life a bitch, nigga, you stop her. I'ma fuck her then leave her and go kick shopping. Yes. The breath, nigga, is been poppin'. If you ain't know, better act like you showing some goddamn respect around here. The breath, nigga, we been coppin'. Haze by the truckloads and always got haze in my pant pockets. SK, see me with your eye sockets. Till I stop it, I cock it.
It's time to show and prove. I ain't young MC, but I'm known for making busters move. And nigga, fuck your crew. Fuck y'all. It's last breath and we deep as hell. Now who the fuck was you? I could care less because I never care more. I might die for my brothers, never fight for a whore. Never die like old man Quillers in the store. Getting shot from behind, rather die from the law. Fuck the sergeant and his lackey. Oh, they get shook once they hear that daddy's home. You a crabby clone, you get badly blown. I got the Matty Chrome and I'ma peel your dome. It's last breath.
Trees. Yo, don't think for a second cause I rap, I don't spray, nigga, I stay in the streets like niggas on Broadway. From 9-6 to 175th, we don't play, hold it down with niggas on Dykeman, home of the hay, so just holla si tu quieres puree. I ain't a thug but I'm rude, moody light skinned dude, I'm from the town, chop you up and eat some cheese in Mangu, and then I'm out for the witnesses start ratting me out. And the chotas that be yapping, yo, I'm back in they house, put the gat to they mouth, fuck the kids and the dames, I'm torching they range.
Niggas ain't got no chance, I rep the last breath fan. So if you go and ask me, I think it's best you ran. Never fold, stay focused on the task at hand. And if you gang stop yapping and just blast me, man. These trash rappers is clowns, often running their mouth. But when there's beef in their hood, niggas run down south. While they flapping their guns from a remote location. I'm on that block violating, paroling probation. G-pack in the stash, hands low by the waist. So if these ducks act up, the ox is lacing their face. I'm holding it down, they'll never welcome you back. You said fuck the hood, so just stay where you at. Forget that you lived here once upon a time and quit shouting it out in every one of your rhymes. Cause I'm deep in the streets, you deep with one time. These trash niggas got deals while I remain unsigned.